This is Sparta!
Hi,
dude. I missed that intro so much.
Wow. Actually, I gotta update it though. I had to update it. I tried to update it, but my editor, he was on vacation. Like, fuck. Welcome to the Lethal Geeks Podcast.
My editor was on vacation.
Episode 31. I'm your host, Phil Sergeant Riggs. Introduce yourselves, motherfuckers.
Charles, Sergeant Murtaugh.
Rock Talks, Leo Getz. Guys, how long has it been? How long has it been?
It has been since October? August?
Christmas.
October, right?
Yeah, right before Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we've been doing show stuff in between, but I mean, yes, live, yes, it's been about since October somewhere. Welcome back, guys.
Hello. How's everybody doing? Tybone, how you doing? Lieutenant. Oh, now you got promoted now.
He got promoted. He went to officer school and all that good shit. So now he's a lieutenant.
We got a full chat already. Holy.
Tyler West, how you doing?
Jeffrey.
All right. Filipanza. Evening all. Who else we got here? Cameron Bailey. I was able to make it up to these. Nice. Thank you for coming. Who else we got here? Nerd Cage Live.
Boom. Awesome.
Diva. And Gunny Fart.
And Gunny Fart we trust.
Save your energy. Don't worry. Save your energy. Save your energy. Who else we got here? Robert Tate.
Yo.
Dennis the Menace. How you doing, Dennis?
All right. He says America will endure as it always has, in spite of social media's best attempts to ensure otherwise. Mr. Medina, let me tell you something. I hope you're right. I have none of the faith that you have in America. There was a time when I did. There's a time I don't now. Too many things are just pointing to our lives imitating the art that we put on TV screens, and it's just, it's pointing in that direction more than anything for me. But with that being said, for our children, grandchildren, I do hope you are right.
Who else we got here? Nate
G.
Gang is back. Yes, we are back.
Gilmore Girls fan.
Gilmore, I missed you so much.
Oh, Jesus.
Who else we got here? Vasquez. Hello, fellow geeks. Impossible thing will happen right in the unrandom way. This is our quest. I like that. Who else we got here? This is new. I can't pronounce that, guys. But
Dondre.
Yeah. Dondre.
All right. Christian Freights, 1997. You do. I'm glad I own the Snyder Cut. Okay, good for you, man. Yeah. Awesome. Who else we got here? All right, we're gonna give a few more minutes because this episode, guys, it's all about you guys. It's not about us. It's about you because we are celebrating Zack Snyder's Justice League. We got a few topics, so it's gonna be an interesting night. And like we already said, it'll be open mic. You guys come in. But Charles, before we move on, please educate our guests.
All right. So if this is your first time, welcome to Lethal Geeks. We are glad you are here. Rules of engagement, of course, if you are like we are having we're going to be having a live panel here. soon. So if you are coming in and you want to come in live, all we do is we ask that you, other than, if you can cam up, but other than that, respect the audience member, respect the chat, respect the panelists. We are not fans of striking people. We will just go ahead and just ban you, especially if you're extremely disrespectful. But yeah, other than that, our rules are pretty simple. If you keep it respectful, no matter what you want to talk about, if you are a Gunn fan, if you are a Snyder fan, if you are a Nolan fan, if you are whoever fan, we don't care. You can come on the panel. If you got something you want to say, go ahead and say it. Just be respectful. That's all you got to do.
Also, guys, real quick, what we're going to do when it comes to the question asking, we're going to limit it to a question and then a follow-up question. So you guys will be able to ask about 2 questions because we really just want to try and get as many of you guys in and get as many opinions as possible tonight.
But more importantly, even if you are not on the panel, what I want to do is we haven't talked in such a while. And there has been a lot that has been going on, especially with Zack Snyder and DC and Paramount, Netflix, and all of this. So what we want is for this first hour, we're going to do it about 2 hours. So we're going to have an hour of just Q&A. We want you guys to drop your questions, comments in the chat. If anything you want us to comment on, we're going to be looking at all of those comments tonight. And then in the second half, we are going to start bringing people on, share your opinion and with a follow-up question. So you can ask a question, follow-up question, and then we'll just move it on like that, okay?
Perfect.
One last thing also, guys, that I want to remind everybody that this episode is monetized, but we're not taking anything out of this episode. So anything that you guys do with super chats and all that, everything goes for AFSP. Everything. Awesome. Why? Because we, like Zach said, we save lives. And tonight, we're going to keep that mission and we're going to help save lives. So every super chat, if you can donate $1, $5, $10, $100, I don't care. Whatever you guys can chip in will save lives. Okay, guys?
Awesome. And thank you so much for that, by the way. So anything that you can donate, that'll be great. Thank you so much.
All right, let's get it on. So first things first. A legend just passed away.
Yeah.
You grew up with this. This man was from your
Chuck Norris. What can I say, man? Lone Wolf McQuade. That was like one of the first things I ever saw him in. My dad took me to see the Octagon. Basically where he's facing this gauntlet of bad guys, man, and it was a really good movie. He took me to the drive-in to see that, and that was it was like in the tail end of the 70s or the 80s, something like that. But yeah, he's been in countless things, guys. You already know that. Walker, Texas Ranger is like probably one of his most famous roles.
Love that show.
But yeah, so he passed away recently. So we wanted to give a shout out to Mr. Chuck Norris and say rest in peace. May your soul's travels be throughout this universe, and we'll see you when we see you.
Troublemakers.
Havoc's in the house.
What's up, nerd? He said, "What's up, nerds?"
Oh my goodness. We're embraced by the great Frank C.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I just wanted to say shout out to old Chuck Norris.
Mm-hmm.
He was pretty much the first action hero. I mean, other than 70s kung fu, man, he was part of it. You know what I mean? And that's how he started.
You mentioned Lone Wolf McQuade, so that was I loved McQuade. I liked his Delta Force.
Delta Force, yeah. He was in one called it was a psychological thriller called Silent Killer. It was about this dude, big dude. You couldn't kill him. He was basically like Michael Myers. They were doing an experiment on him. He killed him, and then they took his body, shot him up with something, and then he came after Chuck Norris, and man, it was a trip. And then he knocked him into like at the end of the movie, I think he knocked him into a sewer grate and thought he was dead. And then he ended up popping up out of the water, and then that's how they ended the movie. But it was called Silent Killer. Check that out.
Awesome.
That movie scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
You know what? I just hope that everybody keeps going with the Chuck Norris memes. I don't want to see the Chuck Norris memes come to an end. So in memory
Probably
of him,
not. I
we
doubt
got to
that.
keep that stuff going.
Yeah, I doubt that's gonna happen. So yeah.
And guys, there was
There
also-
it is. Yeah. Chris Thermo corrected me. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, he said it was Silent Rage, not Killer. That's it. Thank you.
And there was also another passing in the Hollywood community. Nicholas Brendon. He played Xander on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Unfortunately, also passed away. I believe that happened yesterday.
I'm so pissed that they canceled the Buffy show. I'm like, damn, dude.
You know what, man? I've been talking a lot about it on X, and my opinion with that. You know what? I'll give my opinion on that after. I kind of just want to give my moment of respect here, though, to Nicholas Brendon, because like I grew up with this guy, man. I grew up with Buffy. Buffy was one of my favorite shows as a teenager. I remember I think Buffy was on like every Tuesday night, and then I think you had Angel on every Thursday.
Angel was my shit. I saw Buffy too, but Angel was my favorite.
I loved both shows. You know, they were generational for me, for us, for our generation.
All right, I'll share a story with you, and then we'll move on to the.
We don't want to hear your story. Come on, bro.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Osa Fresh. How's Osa Fresh? Curly Ray, how you doing, Curly? It's been a while. Who else it just jumped in here that I missed? Who else? Okay, no, I think that's it. Okay. I remember when Rocks, when you say like every Tuesday or something like that.
I think it was every Thursdays, and Angel was on every Tuesdays. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I remember that every time when it was what's this called? The Angel or Buffy, whatever episode. Here in Chile, because I was here in Chile when I saw the show, and every time when the show was going to air, I would order Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Okay,
and I would eat my sandwich and my fries, watching these shows, and obviously I was a little big at the time, not anymore because I'm training like a fucking Spartan. But yeah, just a little side note there.
Actually, I got a little
goddamn Batman.
I got a little funny story too involving that, because it's like when I was a kid, I had my first television in my bedroom. Okay, and my first television was like one of those old school square Tubi TVs with the antennas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I didn't have cable in the room, but if you messed with the antennas properly, you were able to pick up our local channel. And wasn't the local channel the same station that played Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel? So that's actually how I got into the show.
This was a long time ago, kids. A long time ago, a dark time when you had to play with little metal antennas just to get a signal to get a good show.
Yeah,
it was scary.
But yeah, so that's kind of how I got into it. But yeah, I just it's sad, man. Young guy, I think he was in his early 50s. From what I understand, he's had 54. A lot of health. Yeah, he's had a lot of health issues over the years. He did have a heart condition. Now they haven't said specifically that's what happened, but I mean that's just.
Yeah, wait, hang on. He was in Roswell, wasn't he?
He might have done a few episodes.
He was in Roswell because I saw him on a movie called Coherence, where he basically was playing himself. And it was about these group of people getting together. They get together every so often to have a get together and have a little party and dinner and all of that stuff. And something they were supposed to be witnessing this comet. This comet was supposed to fly over. They were all supposed to see it, but it was supposed to fracture their realities, where there was copies of them in, you know what I mean, after that comet passed over, and he's in it, and he actually talks about being on Roswell. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know he was also on a few episodes of Criminal Minds. I know he was also on that show as well.
Cozy's here in town also. Cozy, how you doing, man?
Cozy's World.
All right. So yeah, man. Respects to these two gentlemen. We don't know how long we're going to be in this life. So I know Chuck, he lived it for the fullest. Nick, unfortunately, not that much, but hopefully they're both in a better place now and in peace. And I'm pretty sure Chuck is having his rematch right now with a certain other legend, which we will never see that rematch, but we can. Well, AI is already making sure to figure that out.
Yeah. AI is doing it all.
All right.
Yeah, no. If anybody's interested on my thoughts on the Buffy reboot, I've been talking about it quite a bit on X. So just hit up my X page, guys, and I've been dropping some interesting opinions for you.
All right.
Okey-doke.
Next topic. So, before we get into DC talk, because this episode will be heavily DC, but we have to react to. I mean, we wouldn't be nerds if we would, of course. Mm-hmm. So, a link will be in the description later if you guys go. If you haven't seen the trailer, shame on you if you haven't seen it. But we're gonna watch it now because when I saw it and Rock's. We obviously going to see, but we're going to watch it again with you guys. But I love that Rock's like, I don't understand something. What does this mean? I feel like, oh, don't worry. I got you. I got you. I got you. All right, here we go.
Roll the tape.
MIT. MJ, come on. Pretend like you're not the happiest you've ever been in your entire life.
I can't.
I knew it.
Hi, my name is Peter Parker. You don't remember me, but we used to know each other. Something bad was going to happen, and the only way to stop it was to make everyone forget about me. Because I'm not just Peter Parker. I'm Spider-Man.
The hell, Frank? You just hit me with a van!
Quit your whimpering. Suit yourself. Mother.
Go home!
And sometimes Spider-Man has to do the hard thing, even if it breaks Peter Parker's heart. What is happening to me?
Oh, God.
Excuse me, Dr. Banner. I need your help.
What did you say your name was? If DNA is mutating, it would be enormously dangerous.
Spiders have 3 life cycles. When between cycles, it can leave the spider vulnerable to threats.
We are faced with a danger that we can't control. One we can't even see. Stay out of my way.
You're losing it, kid.
And for those spiders who make it through, it amounts to a kind of rebirth.
Nice flowers.
Oh, they're a housewarming gift.
I'm MJ.
I'm just a neighbor from across the hall.
Friendly neighbor.
So much to explain. So many references to. But anyway.
First of all, I want to address a comment right quick.
Go ahead.
Wait, hang on a second.
Go ahead and highlight it.
I'm about to highlight it.
Really? Come on. What?
Shout out to Sid.
I get it.
That
Not
shit is
everybody's a
trash.
Marvel fan. Not everybody's a Marvel fan. I get it. But to me, Spider-Man films are event films. Doesn't matter how many they put out.
You're right about that. And I didn't think the trailer was trash, but I just saw it as another Spider-Man film. Let me be totally honest and fair. I like Andrew Garfield's take. I like the Amazing Spider-Man. I like that tone better. I'm sorry. That's just me.
That's okay.
This felt like it's a Spider-Man movie, but I do guarantee that this film, and along with Doomsday, is pretty much going to tell DC to go ahead and get in the locker, give me your lunch money, go ahead and let me give you a swirly, pull your pants and your drawers up over your head. All of that's about to happen.
Again.
All of it. Again. All of that is about to happen. I can see it right now. Feige walking up to James Gunn. Hey, James, you ready? James already know. He just going to open the locker himself. step inside, hand his wallet over to Kevin Feige. Then later on down the line, maybe during lunch, he might get a swirly. You know what I'm saying? It's happening.
That's fine. Listen,
it's about to happen again. Everything that when Hamada was there, this is literally all repeating. Everything that is happening is literally happening right now, and it happened before. The same exact shit. Hamada got his contract shortened, and then they thought he was going to come back or he was going to get extended. He didn't. All of it is happening the same exact way.
I don't know. I personally, look, when it comes to Spider-Man, specifically, I'm kind of interested in where this story is going. Because if you're a fan of the 90s cartoon, and if you grew up on the 90s cartoon like me and Phil did, there's a lot to digest here. Okay? There is a ton to digest. Phil, do your thing, buddy. This one's you.
Neogenic nightmare, baby.
Mm-hmm. And this was a storyline that was specific to that cartoon at the time. It was introduced at that cartoon, in that cartoon. Okay.
Woo! Oh. All right, so this is from Dinosaur_Harut 2003. He says, "Hi, what's worst media? Velma, Santa Incorporated, She-Hulk, Snow White 2025, Secret Invasion, Thor: Love and Thunder, Eternals, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, Superman 2025, Justice League, or fuck it, let's just say all of them." Oh my God. Where do I begin? So, okay. All right. So first of all,
he's new. We never seen him before. So thank you for commenting.
Yeah, thank you for that comment. Okay, so I don't know about you guys, but the worst one that I've seen yet, and there's some that it's not even up here, but of this list, out of all of these, okay.
Which one you hate the most?
From all of the ones that I've seen, Superman 2025 is at the top of the list for me, bro. Followed up by, hold on, let me look at the list. There you go.
Thor.
Well, okay. So I heard Velmo's trash. I haven't seen it. Mm-hmm. Santa Claus Inc. I haven't seen, and She-Hulk I haven't seen, and Snow White I haven't seen. So I can't really gauge those. But as for me, it goes like this: Superman 2025, Justice League, Thor: Love and Thunder, Secret Invasion, Ant-Man and the Wasp, and then the So the best one out of that list to me is the Eternals.
I totally forgot about the Eternals. That's how much I was like, what?
So yeah, but Superman 2025 and Justice League, oh God, they at the top of the list all day. If you would have had the Suicide Squad up there, that'd have been like in between Justice League and Superman 2025.
You know what? I have to put the DC ones at the top of the list too, because I'm much more invested in DC. I love DC with a passion, and to see what they did in Superman 2025,
man.
Fucking bastardization that we got with Justice League, man. Like,
hey, every time we mention 2020, that one, I want you to find a drop for that, bro. And I got the perfect one.
Which one is it?
No, we don't want to tell everybody. We just want to just drop it on them. You know which one? Yeah, let me. You know which one I showed you.
You can go fuck yourself if that's what you think.
Shout out to Zack Snyder.
Okay, let's go back to topic though. We're talking Spider-Man. Okay, we're talking Spider-Man. Yeah, dude, I think what they're doing, and like I know they didn't show it in the trailer, but I think they're heavily hinting at Man Spider. If you know anything about the Man Spider character, Charles, it's where he grows 6 arms and he transforms into a spider.
I knew it. No, that was a guess, but I knew that's what was about to happen to him.
Okay, and and here's the thing too. In the cartoon, in the '90s cartoon, during those episodes, the Punisher was in it. He was hunting down Man-Spider.
He was hunting Spider.
So that actually explains to me why he's in this film.
Why he's in it? All right.
So if Man-Spider is like causing havoc throughout the city, and let's say Peter doesn't know that he's doing it, because that's kind of what happened in the show. He didn't realize that it was him. That would explain why Frank is there, and he's probably hunting him down.
Not only that, because remember that the Punisher was introduced in Spider-Man, so that's also a reference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Shout out to Nessa. Still think it's a really good trailer. Yeah, the trailer was good. I liked you. What I liked about the trailer is I like the fact that they do have him going through some shit. Yeah. That's the one thing I do like about it, is the fact that they're about to test him now. If you thought him going up against what's his face was bad, he's about to go through something entirely worse, especially with nobody remembering who he is. Oh yeah,
he's about to have no Stark tech, no backup.
He's finally isolated. He's finally alone. We're finally gonna get
now. Real.
Yeah,
Spider.
we're finally gonna
not
get
the
that
teenager.
Peter
now
and
it's the grown up.
Yeah.
Yep.
100%. So yeah,
I've noticed, and we're not dumb, because Marvel is already, and Sony, they've already pulled this off, because they're hiding characters.
Mm-hmm.
They're hiding characters.
Yeah.
You have the Hand. Daredevil's also in this movie.
Oh, most
because
likely,
remember, the movie is it's already official. It's 4 years later. So in canon, in this movie, it's 2028.
Okay.
All right. And the mayor who gives Spider-Man the key to the city, it's not Kingpin.
So my guess is this is going to take place after Daredevil season 2.
After Daredevil. Yep.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Or season 3. I don't know, because they're filming season 3 this month now. But yeah, Daredevil's going to be it, because the hand is not a Spider-Man villain. He's Elektra and Daredevil. So to have the Hand here without Daredevil, it's no. no. Now, no, I know there might be some legal issues here and there. Here's my thing: work it out. Everyone wants their cut.
Oh,
overall,
they trust me. They've worked it out. It's done. It's in there. They're doing the same trick that they did with No Way Home when they edited out the other two Spider-Man, because they didn't want to spoil it. So that's what I think is going on. They're definitely in the movie, and they're just trying not to give away too much in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah.
I get what you mean, Shanessa. Again, she says, I get what you mean about PC Punisher, though. That right there, yeah. So, and I wanted to make a comment about that, because Taylor West, let me highlight that comment right quick. Yeah, so Taylor West, what's up, man? Shout out to you and welcome back. Says 2003 Punisher can't be touched. Bro, that is the Punisher that I was looking for. The Punisher from season 1 and 2 from the 2000, that one. That's the Punisher.
Yeah. Thomas Jane. Yeah, Thomas Jane was a Punisher there. So yeah, no, I like this trailer. The movie, it's like Rock said, this is a movie event, so we're all let's face it, we're all gonna watch this movie. You might not be. We're mostly DC fans, but yeah, we like some Marvel too. I love Spider-Man, but our hearts is in DC. So we'll see what happens, because we're still a few months away. One thing though, I will say, and then we'll move on to our next topic, is Tom Holland himself made sure that they get this movie right. And this is public, because he's already said this publicly in the media, that he was not happy with certain scripts and ideas. So he literally went online and checked on forums and pages. What do the fans want to see? You see a lot of references in this trailer, hanging and with Tarantula and Boomerang.
I saw a lot of people also saying that they're thinking it could be like another symbiote. I just think the symbiote's been done too many times now. So I don't
remember. We still have a symbiote that stayed in this world. So maybe the symbiote is maybe not be the main character, but I think it's going to be part of the post, because Secret Wars, he's going to have the black suit.
You know what? He
has to have the black suit.
It would just be nice that if with this version of Spider-Man, if we could get a I would like to see a more traditional symbiote backstory. Like, I would like to see him working at the Daily Bugle. I would like to see Eddie Brock get the symbiote first. I would like to see it be passed down to him from Eddie Brock. You know what I mean? Like, is that how it worked? No, sorry, Spider-Man got it first. So I'd like to see him get it first. Sorry, I messed that up. Him get it first and then pass it down to Eddie Brock.
Maybe that'll be the next movie of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
We don't know. Maybe it'll be after probably Secret Wars, because Tom Holland has, with this movie, he has 2 more. So he's gonna have 6 Spider-Man movies.
Yeah,
this is the 4th one. So
if Marvel attempts it, I just want to see them try to match the storyline as close as possible. Like I know a lot of people. Like, I mean, I personally loved the Raimi trilogy. I felt the way I do feel Venom was rushed a little bit in the 3rd movie, but we have seen multiple versions of Venom. He was briefly in like a deleted scene in the Andrew Garfield version. And then they also did, the Venom movies with Tom Hardy. So it's just like, if they go that route, I'd like to see them try to nail what was done in the comics.
Yeah. All right, this is from what is that?
Thanos.
Yeah, he was correcting me. Yeah.
That's Thanos, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yes, okay, yeah. All right, so he says in the comic, Spider-Man first got the Venom suit in.
Yes.
Suit in Secret Wars, I believe they're saving it. Yeah. Yep.
All right. So guys, we're definitely gonna watch this movie. We'll definitely be reporting on how events go. And also, reminder, guys, this episode is for charity, because we're not monetized. Everything that you guys support here on Super Chats, Super Thanks, and everything goes to AFSP. So just a quick reminder, guys. So come on, guys. We're not keeping anything. This is all going for saving lives. So just a quick reminder for that.
All right, buddy. What do you got next for us?
You know how painful this is for me, because as you guys know, I met our Green Lantern.
We had him on the show.
We had him on the show. Shout out to you, Wayne. And Zach made Wayne shine in his fucking driveway. And you get shit like this. Where's that article? Oh, here it is. Oh, James Gunn, James fucking Gunn. When will be the time when we don't hear the name James Gunn ever again, dude?
Oh, hopefully soon.
Not fast enough, but anyway, all right.
Right. And I'm pretty sure everybody's already up to speed on this. Damon Lindenhoff created the Lanterns. He said that adding the green in the Lanterns was dumb. And then he made some other disparaging remarks about the core essence of what Green Lantern should be. And then Grant Morrison, everybody knows who that is, came out and he shot back. In a nutshell, basically, Lindenhoff took the comments back about what he said, things like this. This is basically reminiscent, and again, people will agree with this. The people that James Gunn are bringing in are just like him. If nobody knows it, everybody keeps saying, "Well, James Gunn is not he's not directing or writing the TV series. He doesn't have to be there. He's providing notes. He is a producer. He runs DC. You think that he's not sliding notes to David Lindelof and telling him to do this and do that? He is. He did it with everything, guys. Why do you think? Yeah. Why do you think that shit's been failing after Snyder left? There was a reason for that. No, he didn't do Aquaman, but he sure slid his notes in there to James Wan. Aquaman 2. All right. He didn't do the Flash, but you damn right. Andy Muschietti got the jokes, even all of the ones where at the end where George Clooney is the fucking Batman, who happens to be James Gunn's favorite Batman because he was a clown, and then Ezra Miller's tooth falling out like it was a Looney Tunes cartoon or some shit. Mm-hmm. So again, anybody who keeps trying to defend James Gunn, talking about James Gunn's not the director, James Gunn is God Almighty over that shit. That's why it has the tone that it does. Mm-hmm. And until such time as he gets fired or quits or whatever the hell he's going to do, that's the DC tone as of late.
Nailed it, Charles.
And it's crazy because we've said
take it how you want
times already. How many times have we told you guys that Gunn does not care about these characters because he thinks they're the dumbest thing ever
that ever existed? He came right out. I wish y'all would read the entire article, not just that part. He went on about there are no greater times where he was laying in his bed and he was reading about this and reading about that and calling so-and-so a maniac and anybody that runs around with a he was saying some really, really trippy stuff. Look, guys, there is a reason why kids, when you are a kid running around with that t-shirt on your back and putting on that mask and pretending like you were one of those characters inspires people. It inspires people because someone who was weak, just like another human being, came up with an idea for something that is greater than themselves and wanted to share it with the world, and people believe in that, and you turn around with a cynic, nihilistic point of view and take that away from them, just making everything a joke.
Well, the other thing too is I think fans, like real DC, like DC fans, are just exhausted with our characters being treated like this.
Actually, I want to share something that I shared you guys in the chat. Another legend comic book who's pretty much his point. He's pretty much nailed it here. So I'm going to share this. Give me a second here.
But yeah, no.
About DC.
While you pull that up, dude, I'm just gonna keep going here.
Go ahead.
I think.
Yeah, finish your point and then I'll upload it. Yeah, finish your point and then I'll upload it.
Fans are just exhausted with the way our favorite characters are being treated. You know, I wrote up a couple paragraphs on Twitter the other day about this exact thing, and I'm gonna read to you a couple things I noted here. I said, this is basically the big problem: is that you have a creative like Damon Lindelof who goes on a podcast and laughs and casually says that they dropped green from the lanterns because the word green is stupid. The whole Green Lantern concept is implied to be a dumb joke not worth keeping in the title. Okay. Then after the backlash hits, afterwards, after Grant Morrison calls it out, that's when you get the apology from the creatives. When they come out, they say, I'm sloppy, it was careless, it was a dumb joke, blah, 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 blah. Okay. We're tired of the way you guys are treating our heroes. These heroes have had many people come before you and build up these characters over decades, okay? Characters have been built up over decades by artists and writers who respect the lore and treat the source material like, and what these guys are doing is treating the source material like it's cringe, like it's embarrassing, like they have to elevate it or sanitize it for TV cred. That's the core issue here. Okay, they want the built-in IP money, but they act ashamed of what made the characters iconic in the first place.
Absolutely. You got now one of the core essences of Green Lanterns, obviously, is the worthiness of the damn ring itself. So if you are slow on Green Lantern or don't know much about Green Lantern, that is the essence of their identity. Worthiness, just like Thor's hammer. Nobody can pick the hammer up. You got to be worthy. The ring is the same, operates the same exact way. And every construct that they generate from that ring comes from their core consciousness because they are connected to that ring. You just can't slide the ring off your finger and then give it to homie, and then suddenly he's a Green Lantern. It doesn't work like that.
The closet, or hang the suit in the closet.
Exactly. That when you slide that ring on, that suit becomes a part of your body. That's how it works. Just like nanotechnology, just like Tony's suit in Avengers in the Endgame. Okay, Infinity War. He tapped it, and then it just formed over his body, kind of like that.
It's like the Flash.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the Flash. That is a core storyline of what the Lanterns are, and they just took that out and said, no, let's just put two dusty guys on screen, pretend like they're cops. They're all brooding and nihilistic, especially what's his face, Hal Jordan. And then let's just do it like that. Mm-hmm. So again, this is James Gunn. giving instructions to completely throw the comic book out, just like he did with Peacemaker, because Peacemaker is not like that on the TV show, guys. Peacemaker is pretty much a 90% a serious character in the comic books. There is some weird shit he does and says, but for the most part, vigilante as well. James Gunn is taking the characters and turning them into party city people. Your neighbor Jeff down the street who likes to get high. Shit like that. That's what he's doing.
Dude, at the end of the day, the buck stops with him. The buck stops with
Thank
him.
you.
What he wants in these shows goes in these shows. What he doesn't want in these shows doesn't go. That's just
Doesn't go in these shows. So you can say all day that he's not directing it. He runs DC. Of course he's going to have a hand in it. Feige runs Marvel. Just because the Russo brothers work there doesn't mean that Feige doesn't have anything to say. I mean, obviously he gives more of a free hand, clearly, but you get the idea.
Yep.
Nothing gets past Feige. He's going to say yay or nay. Same with Gunn. Gunn was seen on the set of Supergirl. Did y'all know that?
No.
Yeah, he was seen on the set of Supergirl, kind of ghost directing, kind of like how Zack Snyder was doing for Wonder Woman. Remember when Zack was the writer of Wonder Woman, by the way, which is why that first film was dope. So he wrote it, he produced it, and he was on set making sure Patty Jenkins got that shit right.
Pull up the comment.
And they added at the end because the ending of that movie was not supposed to end the way it should have ended.
Yeah, correct.
Pull up Philip Anza's comment there.
Charles, you got it?
Who?
Philip Anza.
Philip?
I got it.
You got it? Okay, there we go.
This is a thing that happens to all the cosmic heroes in live action. Strip them of their sci-fi abilities and stick them in a desert for most of their runtime. And then right below, pull up Taylor West.
Taylor, there you are.
All Gunn did was bastardize them, and I don't know what's worse, him saying the show is great or the DCU fans saying the show and the characters are comic accurate.
That part right there, comic accurate. Well, the show is definitely not great. If they think it's great, that's a matter of opinion, but them saying it's comic accurate? No. Okay, look, I will give you one instance. And this was a long time ago, and this was in the 50s. So you can take this for whatever you want to take it with. There is a comic run, I think it's like issue number 22 or something like that. Back in the 50s. Yeah. He filmed more than half of Supergirl. Exactly. We'll get back to that. But there is a comic book run where Green Lantern did have a suit in the closet. But that's the only issue that's out that I know that they had that run where Hal Jordan had his suit in the closet. That's it. That's the only one. From that point, the ethos, the mythos of the Green Lanterns had changed. Okay, it was everything was from that ring. That ring was a power source connected to their consciousness, only if they were worthy.
Read the comics, guys.
Read the comics. If you keep talking about comic accuracy, read the comics. There's a reason why they got that in Brightest Day and Blackest Night. It's their creed. That's why they say that. And then you took that entire lore and just said, nah, throw them in the desert, make everything brown.
Even the suit, brown.
And the suit. Yeah.
I don't want to jump off topic, but I see a comment here by Sin Havoc. I need more clarification on. Sin, you says Mike DeLuca.
Which one? Because I have to highlight it.
Nessa, Mike. So Sin Havoc says Nessa, Mike DeLuca. Yeah, that one there. So Mike DeLuca and Pav Abdi are in WB in July until July 2027. So are you insinuating that after July 2027 they are going to be exiting? I heard they're going to Netflix, he said, when their contract expires.
Okay.
Because that Pam Abdi and Mike DeLuca is one of the core reasons why I guess certain people.
So, Sin, are you going to come to the panel today? I figured I'd throw it out there. Come on, Sin. Okay, you can hide your face. I will let you get in. You can hide your face. If you want to put a bat voice, fine. But
yeah, saying, look, man, if you want to digitally alter your voice and hide your face, that's perfectly fine. But you need to protect yourself. Yes, protect yourself, but you need to get your ass on the show so we can talk.
Because here's the thing, like a lot of people who are insinuating that somehow the Snyderverse is going to come back with a certain company, they're saying that it's because of Pam and Mike. But if Pam and Mike aren't going to be there after 2027, well, that theory kind of gets thrown out the window.
All right, let's move on to our next one, because this one is to me it's important. I mean, to all of us, right?
All of us.
5 years, guys. All of you out there. It's because of all of you it exists, to quote Zach. It exists.
So yeah, so anybody who you know is obviously following Zach. Zach's got close to what is he at? Is he at 800,000 yet? He's over 700,000 followers now. So he crossed 700,000 followers, and he hasn't been on there that long. So so he basically said it was due in large part to us, the fans, and he is absolutely correct. Okay, what you laughing at, man?
Now, I want to share something here. He says, what do you say now?
It's undisclosed to you nerds.
To you nerds. All right, man, fine. You go ahead and send havoc. You go ahead and you keep it secret. You go ahead, buddy.
Just reply when we text you. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say. Okay. Now. Wait, hold on.
But I do have a theory about that. And me and Rox, me and you talked about it. And when we start this next, when we start pulling people on the panel, you know what I'm talking about? The theory we have about Netflix and
we're gonna talk about it.
We'll get to that.
We're gonna get to that.
We gotta give Zach.
Yeah, we're gonna give Zach his due first. So yeah.
All right, so I want to share this video from Rob Littlefield because he pretty much says it the way it is, and a lot of you guys still think, "Oh, James Gunn, he's the best, he's the greatest." What was that drop again? Hold on.
You can go fuck yourself if that's what you think.
He caught it right at the right part too, man. That is the perfect drop. Here, you can go fuck yourself if that's what you think. The way he did it, man, he's just so smooth. Play it again. No, play it again, Phil. Play the drop again.
You can go fuck yourself if that's what you think.
Just a matter of fact, you can go fuck yourself if that's what you think.
All right. So I wanted to share this because what he's saying is also true. Just wait for it, guys. Just wait for it.
As much as I love Superman, 1978, there wasn't a whole lot of action in it. So when Superman 2 came out, I think in 80, 81, this was all every Superman fan wanted. The earlier battles were better than this fortress battle. But when Superman tore his symbol off and it was like a plastic thing, like even I was in the theater going, what is that? By the way, in this movie, Superman lets a dude fall to his death. Okay, it is very clear.
Wait, what?
Yes. He let a dude fall to his death. Absolutely. Look, man, let me tell you something. All here again with this comic accurate. Oh, Zack Snyder is the devil. He killed Zod. My God. Look, this man broke Zod's hand in Superman 2. Broke it. He made him kneel. He kneeled first and then he broke his hand, picked him up, and threw him down a snowy crevice in the Fortress of Solitude. And we don't know where he went, but he was gone. And then you had Lois Lane punch Russell's face in the face. What's her name? Ursula. What's her name?
Fiora? Was it Fiora?
No. It's Ursula. It's not. She wasn't playing Fiora. She was playing somebody named Ursula, I think.
Wasn't it the
yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So let Lois punch that girl in the face and then let homie just slide right on in there. And then,
didn't Superman also beat somebody up in a bar at the very end?
Well, yeah.
We're gonna get there.
Yeah.
that Christopher Reeve lets this dude die. So, and then later, at the end of the movie, he goes and beats the snot out of somebody that beat the snot out of him. So, Superman 2 has your early glimpse of the morally compromised Superman that you're going to lose.
Stop. Now, let me tell y'all what he did. For y'all that's not clear, Superman premeditatively went back to this bar and said, I'm going to kick this motherfucker's ass. When he got his powers back, he went to the bar looking for homie and broke his hand when he tried to. The dude punched him and he broke his hand when he hit him in the stomach. The Superman picked him up, threw him on top of the table, slid him on down the counter and into the pinball machine, whatever the fuck it was. So look.
It's hilarious because of how much hate Cavill Superman gets for fucking.
So as hokey as the fight was, as hokey as that fight was, that's not the point. The point is the context of the situation. This man got his powers back and said, "You know what? I'm about to go fuck him up."
Now hold that thought. Hold on. Let's finish what he's saying, because with the end of this video, that's where I want to fucking poke the bear.
Lets a dude fall to his death. Okay, it is very clear that Christopher Reeve lets this dude die. So, and then later at the end of the movie, he goes and beats the snot out of somebody that beat the snot out of him. So, Superman 2 has your early glimpse of the morally compromised Superman that you're going to lose your mind over in Man of Steel. Okay.
There you go. Right there. We've been telling y'all that the whole time. It's like words escape your mind, or you just live in some sort of fog where you just don't believe it. All you got to do is open your goddamn eyeballs, turn on the TV, and watch it. And we were trying to tell you that. Y'all dumping all over Zack Snyder because he killed Zod. He was supposed to kill Zod. That was the point. The point is he was supposed to be in that morally gray area, and whatever movie came after that was supposed to be him learning from that experience. That's where he was going. That's why he was going to do it over a few movies. Zack Snyder. That's why. But nope, he didn't save a cat, and he didn't swoop in and save a squirrel, and he didn't yell, "Where's the dog?" And Lex didn't say 1A, 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 and all that shit.
All right, Charles, hold that thought, because I see Sin Havoc dropping some gold in these comments here, and I
highlight them while I look for.
Yeah,
I don't have control.
Hang on a second.
Charles,
hang on.
All right, so
the meeting was.
Hang on. Go higher. Start.
All right, hold on.
Okay, start with unless David Ellison is willing to cut up the money.
All right, hang on, bro. Before that?
Nope, down below that.
Below that? Okay.
Yes.
Let's see that one. God dang. Sin Havoc, man. Oh, there it is. Hang on. There it is. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So Sin Havoc dropping some gold here. Unless David Ellison is willing to cuff up the money, David Ellison had an executives meeting with WB staff, and it did not go well.
I told y'all.
Disaster, according to Sin here. Even HBO Max boss got snubbed. Ooh.
Told y'all. Now, this information right here. Now, if y'all not familiar with Sin Havoc, he tends to have information that a lot of us don't have, and it turns out to be accurate, and then it tends to bleed into what the trades actually say. This right here is what I was talking about. At this very moment, WBD is still the same, and correct me if I'm wrong, Sin Havoc, but the same 90% that didn't want to go at Paramount are still the same 90%. Am I correct? Just put sound off in the chat if I'm wrong. But let me know if that's the same 90% that still wanted Netflix to do it.
Well, he also followed up and said the term throughout the meeting was consolidation, which is code for layoffs / job cuts, and you're fired.
Which means he lied then. Which means David Ellison lied, because David Ellison said they weren't going to consolidate him. He said that they were going to keep them separate. That they were going to keep Paramount separate and Warner Brothers separate. Paramount, Warner Brothers separate.
He says you're 100%. He says that's correct, Charles. But he also said, and this is what I figured, is that Gunn was supposed to be at this meeting and he was filming Man of Tomorrow. So that's why Gunn wasn't
not filming. No. That's a mistake. He was pre-production. It's because he's still in pre-production. He's not filming.
Okay, yeah. So like I was saying earlier before we came on the show, I said that even though Paramount won the bid, they won the actual bid, doesn't mean that they're actually going to get it. Because people are more worried now than they were when they thought Netflix was going to get it.
Well, because now the truths are coming out, right?
Oh, you want more truth? Hold on. I got another truth here for you.
Yeah, and then we're going to start bringing people on. It's 10:04, man.
Yep. Here's another truth for you haters.
I can't kill is canon. And I'm like, okay, well, the first thing I want to do when you say that. And they go like, well, don't put him in a situation where he has to kill someone. That's just like, you're protecting your God in a weird way. You're making your God irrelevant if he can't be in that situation. You know, if he does do that, what does that mean? Does he stand up to it? Can he survive that as a God, as your God? Can Batman survive that?
Zack Snyder, super talented, 300, his version of Dawn of the Dead. And I am an unabashed mega Man of Steel fan, which immediately puts me on a certain side of the ledger with so many people. I just loved it. But I enjoyed all of his takes. He definitely had an era. And this take on Batman and Batman killing is a dilemma because I've read comics. I grew up reading comics where Batman did, in fact, kill people. But I don't know how they retcon stuff or they've dismissed it because this debate is never ending. At some point, it's just what's harder to believe, that this vigilante, this Dark Knight that protects Gotham has never ever killed someone, or that he goes out of his way to absolutely never ever ever bring someone to the point of death. Crazy, and there are stuff like that Joker has done that absolutely you feel like he deserves, a death sentence by Batman. But it's the great dilemma. Love hearing Zach's take on it.
Batman.
All right. Now,
hang on real quick, because Sin's giving us more updates. He said, real quick, I missed it. He's filming Man of Tomorrow. Pre-production is done, and then he followed up and said Gunn was supposed to film Man of Tomorrow in August, but because of the sale, he pushed it forward.
Oh, okay.
That's nothing. That's pretty obvious.
Yeah,
he's trying to rush everything.
All right. So for people who are really, really into true storytelling, who really likes to tell a story and really likes the hero's journey, I got a simple question for you. Based on what he just said, how many ways can you tell a story about a character's core identity and not be tempted to go outside of what that is? Because all of your follow-ups are going to be the exact same thing. How many ways can you tell the same story? That's basically what we're talking about here. Superman is the most popular character, but not the most tested character. Okay? He's got godlike powers. Nobody said he was a god. Keep that in mind. Human beings think he's a god because that's our primitive brains. Those are our primitive logics. That was the basis behind Man of Steel. Okay, that is why that woman said that it was providence that Clark was where he was to save those kids on that bus in the beginning of Man of Steel. That's why she used the word providence. That word is important. If you go look it up. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Look it up. That was the basis behind that movie. Paul Kent wanted Clark to still know what it was like to be a man. He would have raised Clark the same way, whether Clark had powers or not. That's the point. You just so happen to have powers. So with those powers, the responsibility as me as man is nothing compared to what you have. So I need to do the best that I can to show you what you're up against, because you are up against superstition, you are up against science, you are up against paranoia, you are up against all these real world things that he was trying to prepare you for. And goodness to gracious, here we are. The same people that actually hate Man of Steel are the same people that Jonathan Kent was talking about. Ain't that something?
I want to share one more video, and then we'll move on. We'll start bringing people, because I want you guys. I'm going to remind people here, and I purposely did this because someone in my life, very important to me, I was trying to educate her about why I am such a big DC guy. Okay. And why, like, 'cause she saw Lunacy. And I told her, have you seen the other movie? She's like, no, I haven't. Okay. And she's a very religious person. When I showed her this clip, it clicked. Hang on a sec. Here it is. Oh, no. Yeah, this is the one. Look how everyone is reacting. If you see a man flying, really, if you literally see a man flying, how would you react? What would you feel? What would be your first instinct?
Look, bro, they have these examples already. If you really think about it, think about 2000's X-Men. Think about the conversation between Charles Xavier and Magneto in the very first movie that came out in 2000, the very first X-Men. Think about that conversation that they had. Magneto was telling him there is absolutely no way. He was like, at best, we're going to be split into two factions. There are going to be people who are going to love us for trying to do the right thing, or there's going to be those that's going to hate us and try to lock us up and put us in a jail cell forever and experiment on us. Turns out he was right. X-Men was the perfect example of this. You have several people. They even said it in what was it? Days of Yeah, here's an example, they even said it in Days of Future Past. He said, you got one of them that's got invisibility, and you got another one that can walk in here right now and launch a bomb just by looking like you, Mr. President, and that's only two of them. He said that. So I don't understand what the whole conversation is about. Is Superman is supposed to be this way, Superman is supposed to be that way. No, Superman is supposed to be however humanity treats him. That's how Superman is supposed to be.
It's like Superman is, the S means hope. Hope is not a joke. Hope is not a parody. Hope is mythic. It's inspirational. It's us wanting to be better.
Where does hope come from? How is hope achieved? Where does hope come from? You have to go through something. Okay. Hope just doesn't come out of nowhere. Why hope for something when you have everything? Right? You don't need to hope for anything if you have everything. If all your wants, all your needs are met, everything that you've ever desired is there, you have no reason to hope. You have no reason to aspire. There's no point. So he inspired hope. It doesn't matter what anybody else says. Henry Cavill's Superman is like I said, by far the best Superman, the best person to play it by far. Now, if y'all think y'all can beat that, then come on.
All right, so we're gonna be dropping the link in a minute. All right, guys. So it's gonna be first come, first served. All right, and answer this question, because this question that Charles is asking is for you guys to reply, to answer, because again, it's not about us. You guys know where we stand with this comic book shit. We want to hear you guys now.
And like we said earlier, guys, please, one question and then a follow-up question. We really want to be respectful of everybody's time, be respectful of our time, and we want to try and get as many people on.
So just to reiterate, when you come on the panel, introduce yourself. You got one question you can ask, and then a follow-up question, and then we're going to rotate it right on now, just to kind of give everybody a chance if they have something to say. And it doesn't matter, like I said, if you like James Gunn, if you don't like James Gunn, if you like his Superman, whatever. We want your questions. We want to know and gauge how you guys feel, because we haven't been talking to you in a while, so we want to know how you guys feel, okay?
And while you guys are rolling in, I think we should move on to the topic.
Yeah, let's. The topic that has been a nuisance to all of us.
Yay!
Oh, they've been waiting for this one, haven't they?
Did we not tell you guys how many times? Like, I lost count. How many times did we tell them that Paramount are the bad guys? They're the bad guys.
And I've mentioned several times that I would like to be wrong about that. That Paramount's not is really going to do the right thing, but then everything that comes out every time I turn around, they're not following through. Everybody else is getting increasingly worried. So yeah,
I had a conversation because since I'm in Chile now and I'm part of the Chilean community of Snyderverse fans here.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few of us, but not many. But whatever, doesn't matter. And I was having a conversation with one of them guys, not fighting or arguing, but trying to explain my point because he was supporting Paramount. I'm like, okay, why Paramount? Oh, because Netflix is woke. Like, dude, look at the balance sheet. Look at the numbers.
We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that because
Me and Charles spoke a little bit on it earlier, but
go
I
ahead.
think you got to refresh people's memory after, Charles.
Yeah.
All right, so let's bring in our first guest. First, we're going to bring in Mr. T-Bone. T-Bone, you there?
It's actually Ty-Bone Skyberg, if you will.
Ty-Bone Skyberg. There we go. Ty-Bone. I thought that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, if you never noticed my icon looks like, that's me. I was the one.
Yeah.
All right.
Tell us what do you want to ask us? Floor's yours.
All right, so give me a second here. I was trying to put the webcam on it.
Don't worry. There you go.
All right, there he is. We got a face to the name. This is Ty-Bone. Everybody, welcome to the panel. All right, brother. So like I said, man, if you got one question, go ahead and ask your follow-up question. We'll go ahead and answer those as best we can, and then we'll rotate you on out, okay?
All right, so I have a question about this, but I know you said you got one question or three questions, doesn't matter. So let's say I got to put the notes on it because you can see me on webcam. All right, so let's say how long will Zack Snyder keep posting on his Vero or Instagram for him to finish the story with Justice League 2 and 3?
Do you want me to? I'll give my opinion first.
Go ahead.
I think Zack is going to keep posting. I don't think whether it gets restored or not, that's going to stop Zack from posting. I think that Zack is celebrating his movies as he has every right to do. Those movies were a part of his journey in his life, and he has every right to post those photos as much or as often or as little as he wants. So I don't think whether the Snyderverse is restored or whether it isn't, Zack's not going to stop posting. He's going to keep posting and keep sharing his work and keep celebrating the work that he's given this community.
Right.
And let me add something there also. Not only is he going to be celebrating, but he's also inspiring you. He's inspiring all of us to look at these characters more than just pages, but as heroes, as real heroes, because the world is burning now. All right, there's no denying like our position, political, whatever, but the world is burning, and the world now, the age of heroes, it's on us. So as Zack Snyder inspires you through his work to be better, to be an actual Superman, because I see you all the time, and I see you always like inspired. Let me ask you this: is Superman your character? Is that your favorite character?
With the Henry Cavill, yes.
Okay, all right. So you're inspired by Henry Cavill Superman.
Yeah, that's him. He's my Superman right there since Man of Steel came out in June 2013.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not just because of Christopher Reeve or some of the other versions, but Henry Cavill is my Superman right here. But David Coswes, the James Gunn, no, I'm good with this. No way. But Henry Cavill is my guy right there.
Well, and you just said it right there. That's exactly why Zack will continue to post DC. because he knows that he is inspiring his fans, people like you, people like me, people like Phil and Charles. You know?
Yeah, because if you think about when Zack is posting, every time that he posting something, there's couple images out there. What about Henry Cavill was there? Not only that, how about Ben Affleck's Batman or Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman? You name it.
Yeah.
Every single what Zack was doing, I think is hinted something, or it could be mystery or special occasions or whatever. It might be something as mystery. I think Zack will tell us, but he's not going to tell us something until he will say something. Like, I think it might be let him Zack what he's doing, but after what he's doing, like when he was working on like Growler or The Last Photograph, if you will, that's when he was working on it and other projects. But Zack is not doing DC at the moment, but he's going to doing other projects. Yes. That's what I meant before.
Okay.
No, I agree 100%, man. You know, Zack knows what he's doing when it comes to his social media. He knows the power that it has. He knows the presence that he has with this fandom, and he knows people pay attention every time he posts something. So whether it's to promote a movie or whether it's just to promote one of his older projects or a future project, he's going to continue posting.
Exactly. Yep. That's why we got to keep our eyes open. When Zack was doing, even some of the others like 300 or Watchmen or Dawn of the Dead, if you will, it's on there. So let's keep our eyes open. What Zack was doing, all right, let's do it. But some of the others, it's nothing special, but there's something special there, what Zack was doing about DC stuff with Zack. You have to keep in mind that, not just because DC is Zack Snyder's work, that's his own director's vision. That's what we wanted. And this is what we want, is finishing the story with his Justice League 2 and 3. That's all what we want.
Absolutely. And I want to give a quick shout out to My Review Aaron Fisher. If you guys don't know what it is, get on over to his channel. That is at My Review Aaron Fisher. He also has an X page up, but he gives reviews as well on movies. So shout out to him. He looks like he's just stopping. He's stopped by real quick.
He's a friend of the show.
Yeah, but he's a friend of the show. So shout out to him, man.
Yeah.
Ty, do you have a question?
Guys, I have a question. Let's not forget, shout out to CS, the director. He is also the Snyderverse fans that you guys invited him as well.
Yeah, we know. Yeah.
Yeah, we know CS. We had him on the show before.
Yeah,
we had him on our show.
Yeah, we had him on the show.
Be a part of it that next time and after the questions.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, T-Bone. We got
all right, T-Bone. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming up tonight, buddy.
See you next time, man.
All right.
Take care, man.
All right, see ya.
All right, everybody. That was T-Bone. We're going to bring in our next guest here. Who we got next, buddy?
Well, he got promoted, so we should bring him in.
Long time no see, gentlemen.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Not sure why Phil wants us to show our faces, but I understand it's for bravery and stuff. Anyway, in case you want a question, here's my big one. Why are some folks hopeful about Paramount restoring the Snyderverse when they're in too much debt and all they care about is CNN and stuff?
That's going to be. I got this one, man. I want you to share your mouth, Rock Talks. You share your mouth right now, man. I got this. I want to go ahead and I want to get this. Okay. In a nutshell, my friend. Here we go. Paramount is a legacy company. Paramount is a legacy company like Warner Brothers, like all the other ones, MGM. So Hollywood is safe, feels safe with them because they're an old school studio. Okay. All right. So Netflix, however, is a tech company in large part. So while they are in media, they are in TV shows, all that other good stuff, they are not by definition a standard movie studio. So the prevailing worry for everybody is Netflix is going to take WB, strip it down, merge it into Netflix, and make everything streaming, and take away theatrical experience, and also do away with physical media as well. So that is everybody's primary number one concern. Oh, and the theatrical window as well. So they think that they're going to shorten the theatrical window to 17 days or whatever it was. By the way, Ted Sarandos didn't say that. That was bullshit. That was bullshit. By the way, he did not say that. So Ted Sarandos made it clear that it would be a 45-day window. He made it clear that that he would not mess with, as far as the theatrical experience goes, he wouldn't mess with it in that regard. Warner Brothers would operate independently as they did because that is the best viable option for them, and it protects Netflix against anything else. So that was Ted Sarandos' stance on that.
Real quick, shout out to Lord Necron in the chat. I see you, buddy.
Yeah. All right. But people in Hollywood got nervous about that. So Paramount's making all of these promises. So I want to take everybody down memory lane right quick. I don't want to drag this on. So I'm going to take you down memory lane. Warner Brothers was owned by AOL Time Warner. It was owned by AT&T. It was owned by Discovery. And now it's about to be owned maybe by Paramount. So I want you to think about that. 4 companies owned WB with the same information in place financially. WBD's in debt. You have debt. Y'all going to combine your debt. You're going to do the best you can to make films and movies and all other kind of stuff. You're going to look at your books. You're going to look at your quarterlies. You're going to look at 3 years later, and then you're going to sell that shit because you are still not making money and you are still in debt. Shares will go up. Big boys will get paid. On to the next one. Okay. Yeah. Here comes AT&T. Same thing. Same exact thing happened. AT&T was a media company. It was not like, it was in the studio, but they bought WB with debt. They had debt. Couldn't afford to make everything they needed to make. We're moving on to Discovery now. Discovery comes in with debt. Warner Brothers got debt. They combine that debt. Here we are. So Paramount is following the same exact pattern as those other studios. And I want everybody to be absolutely clear when I say this. They are following the same pattern as these other studios have been following.
Because of our government.
Combined, their debt's going to be over what? $100 billion?
Maybe even 200 billion.
Maybe even more. Yes. Okay. So I need people to think about that. Now, let's do the math. You're talking about making 20 movies, 15 for Warner Brothers, 15 for Paramount. You're talking about making 30 movies a year. So 15 and 15. So those 2 movies together combined with the debt that you have. Let me ask you a question, fellas. If you are over $1 billion in debt, how do you expect to crank out 30 movies a year?
They can't because
each movie, if you do the math, can't cost more than $5 million to make. And I'm talking about advertising and the production budget.
Yeah, the bigger the merger, the bigger the budget for each movie and show.
There you go. Now,
and hang on real quick, Charles. They can. I heard you say that they can't. They can, but it's the method of how are they going to make these movies?
And that's AI.
We've been talking about this.
That's where AI is going to go. Why do you think that they're harping so much on AI? See, because and you know what? And that's fine if that's what they want to do. But if you guys think that something's not going to get sacrificed by them just dumping on AI and let the AI do everything for them, and I hope that's not the case. Now, in contrast to that, Netflix pretty much explained how they're going to utilize AI, and they just bought this shit from Ben Affleck, by the way, for $600 million, but they bought his AI platform in his company. So Netflix is going to do it completely different. They literally said, let us be clear. AI is going to be used as a tool. It ain't going to be used to replace shit. It's going to help you out making your movies. That's what we're going to use it for.
Season 2 as well.
There you go. So that's the biggest fear with them, though, is because they are a tech company and they think that Ted Sarandos is going to do all this nefarious stuff. I don't believe that. The second thing is because they think that Netflix is just woke, and everything's transgender and pink skirts, and I want to be a man and I want to be a woman. No,
they would use
anybody with any common sense can look at Paramount's library. And you tell me they don't have stuff in there that people consider woke. And by the way, I am so sick of y'all using the word woke and you don't know what it means. Y'all don't know what it means. Y'all co-opted a word and you don't know where it actually comes from. So look into my eyes when I say this. The word woke is not what you think it is. Okay? The word woke is not what you think it is. This is a word that was started from way back in the day, in the 50s and the 60s, when things were politically high. Woke has everything to do with your mind and not what somebody looks like or what color somebody is or what race they are. Woke means open your mind to what is going on around you so you are not caught up. That's all it means. Be aware is what it means. Consciously, spiritually, if that's your thing. That's what woke is. You're waking up. Has nothing to do with race. Has nothing to do with swapping characters on a show. Has nothing to do with putting a woman in place of a man or vice versa. It has nothing to do with that. I do not know what's wrong with your generation, but y'all are lazy.
Yes.
Y'all are lazy. That's not what it means.
Yeah.
And DEI, for that matter, that's not what it means.
Yeah.
Look up what it actually is. If you weren't lazy and you actually gave a fuck, then you would actually have the true definition of what those words are, what they mean, and how they came about, instead of being a lazy ass.
I said something in the private chat. Do you think you can pull it up?
And I even work for one of them too as a mod.
So there's something I want to hit on since we did talk about we opened we want to hit on this real quick.
And then we're going to bring in our next guest. Okay.
Okay.
So we mentioned the AI topic, and I just want our audience to be aware of something. This actually just dropped recently. This dropped a couple days ago. I made a status about it, but pull up this. I want to read it to. Oh, it's so tiny. Hang on, I'll pull it up on my side. Okay, so here it says a 22-year-old bartender from New Brunswick here in Canada just signed a deal worth over $1 million to star in a TV series without ever stepping foot on a set. No cameras, no scripts, no filming. The entire show was created by AI using nothing but his likeness. His name is, does that say Addy?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so Higginsfield.ai licensed his likeness for over $1 million and made him the actor of Arena Zero, officially the first full-length AI series ever made. The deal is already sending shockwaves through the entertainment industry. Hollywood studios collectively spent over $50 billion on content this year while cutting actors' pay and fighting unions over fair wages. An AI company just paid an unknown bartender with zero experience more than most working actors earn in a lifetime.
So let me make this perfectly clear. Didn't go to any of the finest film schools, acting schools, didn't go to theater, didn't take drama, didn't do any of these things to earn his place, to earn that $1 million, to get up on that stage and screen and perform. He did not earn that. They bought this man's likeness for $1 million. He sold his likeness for $1 million.
And that's how it starts, dude. Like I was saying, they start by selling you on films using the AI likeness of your favorite actors. So, like, did you guys see the one that they just announced with Val Kilmer?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Okay, so like that, or they're going to use the ones that have aged out of specific roles, and then eventually it's just going to become the norm to license out people's likeness, and that's going to be that. And the AI is good. Like that's the end game. That's what these studios want.
People have lost. They have lost what art truly is, and what it means to create art. It is completely gone now. It is replaced by laziness. It's replaced by the short attentiveness of people. It's replaced by they just don't care about any of that stuff. The Renaissance, paintings, art. So they don't care about any of that stuff anymore. They don't give a shit.
Yeah, because
that's the age we're living in right now.
Yeah. All right, we got let's react to this dynamic, and then Lieutenant, we got to let you go, okay? Because we got other people waiting. But I'll drop a bomb. If Netflix had WB, ZSJL would have premiered on Netflix on the 5th
And you know what's crazy about this, dude? We've had conversations with Sin behind the scenes, and he alluded to this. He was buttering us up to that because that's what was supposed to happen. If you guys truly want to know what I think happened, like, should I spill my tea? What I told you guys, Charles, what I think happened?
Go ahead. This is no holds barred. If you say what you gotta say, bro.
This is what I think went down. This is when I look at the timeline of events and how everything played out. This is truly how I feel everything played out. Prior to the Paramount merger announcement, Zack Snyder was posting DC consistently every day. Every day he was dropping a new DC photo. Okay? Yeah. He stopped right as the Paramount merger was announced.
Yes.
He stopped for 11 days. The day he stopped posting, once again, I'm going to repeat myself, was the day the merger was announced. The very next day, Ben Affleck's AI company was announced that they are going, no, not the AI company, Artist Equity, sorry.
The first look deal.
Yes, Netflix announced that they had the first look deal with Artist Equity the very next day after that. About a week and a half, 2 weeks later, then they dropped the bomb about them buying Ben Affleck's AI company. Okay? That tells me there were clearly negotiations going on behind the scenes with Ben Affleck, right?
Why do you think we had Kevin Smith promoting Affleck suit?
Okay.
And I want to interject, and I want to interject in here right quick, and I want to let everybody know. First of all, I'm not pointing a finger at anybody, but I'm not saying any names because I'm not going to disrespect people like that. We don't do that on this show, but I'm gonna call this out because it needs to be called out. Whatever your desire is or your passion is to support Paramount for this merger, go ahead and do that. I don't see why it's necessary to get on X and call out people and talk shit about people when nobody was doing that to y'all. I'm not saying who it was because it was more than one person. I'm not saying that they were wrong in their passions about wanting Paramount to do it, but to call people out, especially calling them out by name and saying all this other kind of stuff. Look, guys, I'm going to say this before and I'll say it again. Y'all are almost as old as me. Some of y'all are close to me. I cannot stand when people act like children because y'all turning this into that. If you think that you're getting your grown man on when you sit up there talking about somebody or disparaging somebody on a YouTube channel or on X, you're not getting your grown man on. I'm telling you that right now.
There, including one called Brutal Vengeance who trolled me when I was trying
No. Don't call them out. Do not call them out.
All right.
Yeah. Don't call them out. We are not calling anybody out on this show because that's not what we do. We are not going to disparage anybody. I am just going to say this. If you call yourself an adult, please start acting like one. Because in the end, all of this is just comic book shit when you really think about it, and it's stupid. I can back up from this chair and walk the fuck away from it right now if I wanted to and not give a fuck. Sell everything in the back and be done with it. I am here because I want to be here. We all love Zack Snyder, so it shouldn't be this beef anyway. We all want the same fucking exact thing. To give this man a chance to finish his universe so we can all get some fucking sleep. That's it.
And Dark Knight Returns.
I have my opinion about Netflix simply, but I think Netflix would have been a better idea simply because of how things played out. Yes, Zack is doing business with the Saudis. Yes, Cosmic Book is all over dropping these teas, but let me tell you something. I don't believe a single solitary thing that is going to go and happen until it happens. That is the way I'm looking at it. Because so as far as I'm concerned, if you're holding out for Paramount, hold out for Paramount. That's fine. I just don't think, in my opinion, that this is going to turn out the way everybody thinks it is at Paramount. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. And I said on my Twitter page, I said, if I'm wrong, and I hope that I am, I will come on the show and I will and come on and say that I was wrong. I was absolutely wrong. Y'all were right. Paramount, keep doing your thing. You did what you said you were going to do. But I don't think I am going to be wrong.
All right, so guys, we gotta move on. We gotta move on.
Yeah, I got you. But I got to wrap up what I was saying because I got
just wrap it up quick. Okay. Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
Back to the timeline of how this all played out. Okay. Clearly, negotiations were happening with Ben Affleck for his side of things. Okay, you can't deny that. That's a fact. Now, would that not also lead you to believe that if Zack Snyder is posting DC content every day while Netflix is the front runner to purchase this company, that there was some form of negotiation that would have happened behind the scenes with him?
The stuff they posted on their page, Ted Sarandos on the WBD lot.
Yes. Okay. So clearly there was something. You can't deny that there wasn't something. It's clear as day. All right. So then we go from that all happens. And then when the Paramount merger gets announced, Zack stops talking, goes silent for 12 days, 11 days, 12 days, however long it was. And then then March rolls around. We all know March is a very important month for Zack Snyder. It is the anniversary date for quite a few of his films.
Yep.
So then we have people who are misleading others into believing that because he's celebrating the anniversary of Watchmen, it means X, Y, and Z. Or because he's now celebrating the anniversary of 300, it now means this or that. It's like, guys, at that point, it's pretty obvious what he was doing. He was celebrating the anniversary of his films.
Yes. Some folks just got way too big.
That's the timeline of how it played out.
Okay, go ahead, Phil. Yeah, let's go.
We got to move on. We got to move on because, like we said, we're trying to keep it. I know we all want to talk. We all want to say it, but we have to. I want to respect the other guests' time.
Sure thing.
So, all right. So, Lieutenant, we'll see you next time. All right. Take care.
Sure. And feel free to come join me on streams I got coming up later as well, guys. Take care.
Okay.
All right, man. Take care.
All right, guys. So, just a quick reminder: please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Also, this episode is going for AFSP, so please super chats, super thanks, whatever you guys can contribute, please do. All right, next guest, Jay is coming in right now. You ready, Jay? Put your thumbs up. All right, cool. There you go.
Hey,
how you doing, brother?
Hey, Jay.
What's up? Jay St. G. Welcome to the show, man.
Yes, now about to witness the strength of geek knowledge. How you gents doing?
Awesome. Pretty good, brother. How you doing, man?
I like your little setup going on back there, man.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here. I've been a fan for you guys for a minute. So here's a fun discussion real quick. I'm on the firm belief, I'm probably the only one on this island, but I'm going to say it. I don't think Man of Tomorrow is going to happen. Hear me out. Okay.
Interesting.
Do you remember an unreleased movie called Batgirl?
Yes.
Okay, so keep that in mind. Okay. So with Supergirl, just a few weeks away, doesn't have a composer, all the signs are pointing to this probably gonna bomb hard, maybe makes 300 million, maybe 4. They're gonna lose money on Supergirl, and they're not gonna just lose money, they're gonna lose a lot of money.
That's almost guaranteed.
They're already losing money.
How can you justify?
I'll be right back, guys, so keep going. Okay, keep going.
So how can you justify shelling out all this money for Man of Tomorrow? Well, if they film this movie, they can shelve it and save money on taxes. I'm just saying, I don't think Man of Tomorrow is going to happen, especially if Supergirl bombs. If Supergirl somehow does okay, all right, Clayface probably going to bomb. So
I can tell you this: if Supergirl gets 500 million, they're going to call that a win. Almost guaranteed.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to get there. And James Gunn not showing up to the executive meeting, I just think you couldn't put him on Zoom. Like, I don't believe this shit.
Yeah,
so
that's a good point too. They could have.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I've been with a lot of companies and a lot of meetings. I actually work for Joe Blow Media. I also have a couple other side hustles, and I got my own channel. Which is
if you want to plug yourself, go for it, bro.
Well, yeah, but anyway, the thing is, I don't think Man of Tomorrow will happen because Supergirl is going to bomb hard. So I want to get you. So what do you guys think?
Okay, I think Man of Tomorrow still might happen. I think it's going to be his last movie, though.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's leaving either way. Whether, he's leaving either way. I think that Man of Tomorrow is going to be his last movie. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, it's gonna be his last one. I think they're gonna let him, and that's the reason why his contract was extended, because they know just that little bit, because they know he's got to get Man of Tomorrow wrapped up, and that's gonna be the last one. That's what I think. Rocks.
So Jay, you think it's gonna be shelved? You think that they're gonna?
Yeah,
they're gonna
I think the movie will get filmed because Batgirl was done.
Yes.
Batgirl was produced. It was done. It was ready to go.
And I got one of my guys here who's kind of like an insider. He's been telling me he's saying that they weren't in pre-production, that they were actually filming, and that's why Gunn wasn't at the meeting. So I believe it's being filmed.
The movie. I just don't think it'll be released. I think it could get shelved.
Now, yeah, he wasn't Batgirl. They were rolling cameras all the way to the end, and then it was just like,
I mean, and Batgirl had Michael Keaton of all people. We got
but they were still like, we're not gonna release. We're not gonna do it. You know what? You're right. I didn't think about that. If they're filming, yeah.
I think it rides. You know what? I think it probably might ride on how well Supergirl does.
Yeah.
So we're right back at the
If Supergirl completely bombs and doesn't make anything, I mean, I don't. As looking at an incoming company, it's just like there's no value here. So why do it? Why? It's a possibility. I'm not going to say 100%, but I definitely think it's possible. It's definitely possible.
It's possible.
At this point, anything's fucking possible.
Yep. Yes, sir.
For sure. Jay, do you have a follow-up?
Question, bro.
Basically, is I would love to have you guys on my platform sometime, Nerd Cage Live, and we can dish it out.
Hell yeah,
man.
Everything else, but I hope we
do. Do you follow us on Instagram?
Yes.
Okay. Shoot me a message. Shoot the Lethal Geeks a message on Instagram. That'll get you in direct contact with me, and we'll definitely set something up.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, hey, thanks for having me on, you guys. I absolutely love what you guys do. I'm glad
you leaving already? No, I'm kidding.
I know other people that got to get on and stuff like that. I want to.
We going. He's gonna respect our time, but Mr. Jay St. G of Nerd Cage. Everybody, go ahead and check him out. Thank you so much for coming on, man. We appreciate it.
All right.
Yes, God bless all three of you guys, and God bless the chat. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely, you're welcome, sir.
What do you think, Phil? You think it's going to get shelved?
Yeah.
You think Man Tomorrow's going to get shelved? Yeah.
Zaslav ain't stupid. He's all about this. He already got what he wanted. Motherfucker's going to get paid almost $1 billion. Who gets paid $1 billion?
Homie getting paid more than some studios made on their theatrical releases, bro.
Make that make sense. All right. Who's next? Jeffrey.
Hey,
how you doing?
Jeffrey Warfield.
How's it going, sir?
Good. Really, first, I just wanted to start off by saying happy 5th anniversary to Zack Snyder's Justice League.
That's right.
And just I guess really kind of like my question is really going to be going into my first question is going to be going into AI and really what you guys really think about what Paramount is doing with it versus what like other people in general are doing about it.
Rock, you want to take that one?
Well, it's pretty simple, dude. I think there's two paths we could go down with this AI stuff. We could go down the path where artists are capable of using it as a tool to enhance their work, or we're going to go down the path where the artist is no longer needed and we're just generating this shit. As far as I'm concerned, man, like these are conversations that should have been happening years ago. The problem I see with our society right now is that we always wait for shit to happen before we start to talk about it. because you don't want to seem crazy by talking about it too early, right?
Well, as a species, we're reactionary there, Rocks.
Right?
That's built into our DNA, sir.
We always ignore the people who are blowing the whistles and sounding the alarms when this is the most important time, okay? We are witnessing a fundamental shift in how society moves forward when it comes to AI. Because it's not just movies and TV, guys. It's everything. Yeah. It's everything. AI right now has the ability to put everybody out of work, no matter what you do.
And that's the yeah, exactly. And that's the reality I try to get people to see, man, is y'all need to think beyond this entertainment shit. Yeah. Y'all are blinded by your movies and your TV. I get it. You love it. You love your TV. You love your films. I grew up. I know how you feel, but you need to think beyond your selfish needs, bro. This is going to impact everyone. Everyone.
Just look at the advancements we've seen.
Look at this shit.
There's $90 to $140 billion in debt. Yeah.
And y'all trying to tell me they ain't gonna be sold in another 3 to 5 years? Shit.
How can they afford to buy WBD with all this debt? Make it make financial sense.
And
doesn't.
Okay.
Unless it's political. Unless there is. We already know.
Deny all you want. It is what it is. You can cover your eyes, cover your ears, pretend like it doesn't exist. Just give me my money, my movies, and my TV and my physical media. I don't see anything else. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, keep it up.
Yeah,
keep it up.
And really, kind of like going back to kind of like that the AI topic, because like for me, like. I used to work at Kroger and basically, let's just say stuff kind of happened, and then it turned out like the same month that I was let go, they were already working on a AI service for customer service, and even like right now, like as of like last year. When I was let go from my job, they for like certain cities and states in Kroger, they actually do have robots, like actual robots, taking care of working the front end in some areas for like.
There you go. There's this meme. There's this meme going around making fun of people who are, who have these top jobs that AI is going to replace, and they think that plumbers and electricians and HVAC people are all going to be safe. Not really. That don't mean shit, bro. You think they can't make a robot to do all of this stuff? You think they're not going to make buildings that AI runs that can self-generate and fix that shit on their own? You don't think that that's not going to happen?
Yep. And
it will happen,
and
not now, but it's going there.
Yeah, and really, like I said, that was like last year that they were in the test phase. So as far as I know, they're probably working into full steam ahead.
Yep.
But yeah, like as for AI, like working on like the working on the entertainment side of things, really what I'm kind of doing, because I'm trying to get in. I've actually gone to college for a filmmaking degree starting in August.
Awesome.
And really what I've been doing personally, and really also talking to people in like workshops and stuff, is they're kind of like in work mode, like working on stuff themselves, on being more creative and stuff, which kind of makes it very funny, where Zach was like, you tell me Batman isn't gonna kill, that shouldn't kill. And my first instinct is to then try to break the rules and try to be more creative. And really, I think like for people to kind of like get out of that fear mongering of like AI and stuff, is like be more creative, like look at the rule book and then try to break it and try to rearrange stuff.
Put your own spin, your own take on the way things are being done.
Exactly.
Because really, like, because really, just like you said about what you guys said about before about
With
like
Superman, it's like how many times can you retell the same story?
Yeah, because really, like, that's kind of like how I did with my first story, where I made like a whole my own DC story that's like completely original. That's post Dark Side.
Okay,
Charles, you know what? Charles, you know.
And but yeah, like really. But yeah, really, like, I'm 26, so I'm probably younger than all of you guys. But I think like when it comes to like future filmmakers and also old filmmakers as well, I think that when it comes to that, to keep our jobs, we need to be more creative and more original.
Well, like I said earlier, and I'm going to leave you with this note, dude.
Finish your turn, then we got to bring Taylor in.
There's two paths we can walk with AI, okay? And it's funny because I see the better of the two paths being demonized right now in many different ways, and I'll give you one example. You saw how recently this week NVIDIA released the DLSS 5? And there was the massive controversy behind DLSS 5, where people were trying to say that it's shifting the actual core elements of what the creator's vision is. When in reality, something like DLSS 5, it's not doing that. It requires the base level of design. It requires human design, the fundamental models from the beginning, in order to do what it does, to enhance that work.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's kind of like similar, like with what Netflix is doing with Ben Affleck's AI, where they're not using that. It's not generative. It's not generative AI. It's AI that's being used to tune lighting or to change certain background locations, or to speed up the shot of, let's say, like a building collapsing or something like that.
Right. Just like I said, it's all being used as a tool instead of an actual building block of building an entire movie from scratch. Absolutely. All right, Jeffrey Warfield, everybody, thank you so much for coming on the show. We're gonna go ahead and rotate you out. We are at 1 hour and 47 minutes, so we got about 13 more minutes to slide everybody on through. Thank you, Jeffrey.
All right, so we got 3 more people on the panel that we're gonna bring in. We're gonna keep it tight here, okay?
All right.
So no more. Okay, so we got 3 more. Yeah, that's it. All right, Taylor, you're up now. You ready? Thumbs up. There you go.
Yeah, he's ready.
Yep.
All right.
What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Taylor, nice to see you again, buddy.
Doing pretty good, man. Doing pretty good. Yeah, I'm gonna make it short and sweet. Number one, obviously it's 5th year anniversary of Zack's vision, and it's honestly still insane that the fans actually made it all happen. It's kind of a shame that we're in this position rather than the whole thing being wrapped up to where we're all officially at peace and we're just ready to bring on the next, like, directors, creators, visions of whatever, right? Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, we're still fighting for just 2 more movies, That's kind of what it is at the end of the day. So my questions for you guys is, since you said that Paramount might be the bad guys, I mean, honestly, at this point, if Paramount has it, if Netflix has it, I'm all for who has it. I just want this thing to, get done.
You want closure.
Obviously, Paramount and Zack had talks with the Saudis that would help back with Paramount. I don't know how much they would put into that. Maybe that's where the money's going to come from. Not 100% sure. Don't know. Obviously, Netflix, Zack has the relationship with them. And if what was being said was true, was going to happen, that's a really fucking shame, to be honest. But my question would be is, if Paramount does it, officially does it, say after 2027, are they actually going to do it because they want to be all about storytelling? Zack's probably the best storyteller outside of Christopher Nolan. I mean, hell, they work together. And if that doesn't work, would you see Netflix officially, if they require it, officially finishing it
I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna answer this one. Okay, so this is my theory, and I've shared this with the guys privately. Paramount just paid Netflix how much? Like 2.8,
something like that.
2.8 billion. Even though, right? Even though Snyderverse said it's higher, but for sake of argument, let's leave it at 2.8. All right. Of those 2.8 billion that Netflix doesn't have to pony up, of that 600 went to Ben Affleck's AI. Do the math. 2.2 billion left. Zack Snyder's Justice League is worth a lot less. But if Paramount fit the bill, why not? $2.2 billion for Zack Snyder's Justice League. That's two films right there.
Yep.
And that could very well be the path. And actually, me and Rox was talking about that theory too. That was one other theory that might be a possibility. Is okay. Let's just say Netflix doesn't get the entirety of WB, right?
Yeah.
But they got $2.8 billion for which to license out Zack's characters and to finish DC. That could still happen if Paramount gets it. Paramount is already still licensed. They have Tom Cruise's Dead Reckoning on Netflix right now, as we speak. Okay, they have Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning on Netflix right now.
A lot of their properties right now.
So
Plus isn't doing that well, from what I understand.
Exactly. So a way for them to make extra money and get that debt paid down is to continue to do what Zaslav originally was doing when he was there in the first place. Rent, license out the characters, license out these stories, license out these IPs to Netflix so Netflix can pay y'all asses to get it done. Yes. So that is a possibility if they don't get it. However, again, my opinion, they might not get it. They won the bidding war, but they might not get it. So we're all in wait and see mode right now.
So I'm going to tell you, it's like hold on, let me do it. It's like when you buy a house, you go to the PNS, right? Now you got to wait if you don't have cash. In this case, they don't have the cash. Now you got to go to the bank, get that mortgage approved. What happens if the mortgage doesn't get approved? It's back on the market. Simple math. Simple financing. But as we said multiple times, people, and I'm not saying you specifically, Tyler, but a lot of people are just hell-bent on, like Charles said, my entertainment. I just want my stuff. Dude, wait.
There's so much more at play. There's so much more at play than you just getting physical media and 45, 60-day, 90-day theatrical windows. There's so much more at play. You are talking about removing real-life flesh and blood people from art. You are talking about firing tens of thousands of people, and you are talking about trying to crank out 30 fucking films a year. You pretty much just told us what you're gonna do.
AI. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna let you know what I think here.
All right, do your thought, and then we're gonna bring in Cozy. All right,
yeah,
go for it.
I look at the debt, and I'm just trying to figure out, like, where does the money come from to do this? Okay, where does the money come from to do this? The other thing too, it's like I can see Netflix doing it in 5 years when Paramount gets sold again, because that's what's going to happen. Like that's the path we're on. It's going to be another 5 years. Paramount's going to go up, and Netflix is going to buy this stuff for a fraction of what they would have paid for it now. Okay.
If it doesn't happen, if they don't get it now, it's going to get sold for shit money.
Here's what bothers me. Okay. And here's where my skepticism comes in. Okay. And I've said it before. When Netflix was the front runner for this stuff, they put out a couple of graphics. That's all it took to get me on board. A couple of graphics. What those graphics say, value to investors, picture of the Snyderverse behind it. That signals to me as a fan, holy shit. If they're the parent company, if they win this bidding war, they are invested in this IP. They want to do something with it. It's a clear as day sign. Okay. If you want to get me on board with Paramount doing this, why hasn't why haven't they shown us? Why haven't they given us a sign? I'm not saying announce the Snyderverse, but I'm saying, like, why didn't you guys do the same thing that Netflix did when they release their information. You guys highlighted Superman and a bunch of other IPs, but Paramount sure as hell didn't highlight Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah, it's so like all they've been doing is just like saying like, yeah, we're saying we're gonna do it, but
like we're hearing from the Saudis about the Saudis.
Exactly, they're talking about Cosmic Book News is hearing this, and Cosmic Book News is hearing that. Okay, that's all fine and good. Cosmic Book News hasn't been right on the money about everything. Not even 50% of the time. If y'all look at the history, they have not. They have been right on a little bit of stuff, but they are not right on everything. Yes, you are getting your information from the trades. I understand that. But that is the only thing that we're hearing is we hear that the Saudis are going to do it. We hear every other fucking trade that comes out. We hear that the Saudis are this. We hear the Saudis are that. What have you done for me lately, though?
That's what I'm saying. So I don't understand where this confidence is coming from that Paramount is going to do this.
Yeah,
I was confident in Netflix because they showed me. They showed us. I don't care what anybody in this fandom has to say. Netflix showed us. Where's Paramount right now? They're awfully quiet.
Since you guys did say,
passed, you guys are awfully quiet.
Yeah. Also, since you did say, about next 4 to 5 years, it's probably going to be sold off again because of the pattern. Well, if they are smart and they listen to the fans, they wrap all this up in that span, and then when it's sold off again, we're all satisfied, and whoever gets it, we're all like, okay, next visionary, next director, however they want to do it, at least we know they listen.
Let me tell you something about egos real quick.
Fandom, whatever.
Let me tell you something.
We want to reboot after that. By all means.
I don't
finish quick, Rocks. Finish quick.
I don't think that Ellison has the ego, the capability of lowering his ego to actually get this done, because I see them making the same mistake WB made. I see them making the same mistake Warner Brothers Discovery made, where instead of doing, did we lose Charles? Instead of doing what's right,
they got him. They got him, Rocks. They got him.
I have a feeling they're gonna reboot this shit, and they're gonna want Paramount's version of DC. They're gonna want their version of DC.
I see that happen.
I'm sorry to burst people's bubble. I'm sorry to be that guy, but that's just what I see based on the pattern. Now, if Paramount wants to put out a nice graphic highlighting all the IPs that they acquired and they put Zack Snyder's Justice League front and center, I'll get on board. I will campaign. I will make graphics. I will make logos explode. I'll do all that, just like I did for Netflix.
Yeah, I mean, like I said,
give me something.
Yeah. Also, if it's true that they're bringing Michael Bay back to do his Transformer stuff. Okay, good. If you're going to do that, why not bring nostalgia back? Bring Zach back and do the same shit. You'll sell us. Plain and simple. Yep.
All right, Taylor, I gotta let you go now because I gotta bring Cozy in. So,
yes, sir. Appreciate you guys.
Seeing you again, brother.
Thank you for dropping by, Taylor.
Always,
Take care, man.
Take care.
Take care.
Is Charles going to bounce back in?
I'm assuming. Assuming.
Did they cut his cable? Like, what happened? They got him, Phil.
They got him.
Talking too much shit.
All right. Let's bring in Cozy in the meantime. Charles will multiply back. So let's keep this. We got two. Just Cozy and one more. All right.
Cool.
Cozy.
Man,
brother.
Yo, I'm glad that conversation just happened because I was literally gonna talk about a little bit of that with y'all.
Dude, go for it.
Because
I want your take too, bro.
Right. You're known in the channel, so go for it. You're good.
So I'm gonna ask the question and then I'm gonna give you.
No, you're done. You're done. No, I'm kidding. I'm fucking with you. Go ahead.
My question is, I'm glad y'all had that conversation because it ties into my question, which is, why do certain fans think Netflix is the bad guy? They say, "Oh, I don't care who it goes to, as long as it comes, as long as they restore it, I don't care who it goes to." But you mentioned Netflix, it's like a weird itch or whatever they have, and so, I love that you brought this up, Rock, because it's like Netflix has shown the shot Cyborg, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and put it in their video version of the merger ad they had. But you go look at Paramount, you see Corn Sweat Superman. And so my thing is, why are we against Netflix? Why are we against Netflix? But Netflix is the one that gave y'all the event, all the people who were able to go to in LA to see the Snyder Cut in theaters. That was thanks to Netflix, Pam and Mike. And we're hearing Pam and Mike is gonna leave, and they were gonna stay because of Netflix, but they're gonna leave, and they're the ones that gave the green light to Netflix to throw the worlds of Zack Snyder for fans.
Epic Worlds.
Epic Worlds. The Epic Worlds of Zack Snyder. People in LA, because the rest of us still haven't got to see this film in theaters, but there's fans who got to see it in theaters and even got to see the Justice is Gray in theaters.
Yep.
By the way, Charles is just replied. He's having internet issues, so he's rebooting. Okay. So he'll be back in a bit. But keep going, Cozy.
So my thing is, like, why are we against Netflix? Like, I'm all for, hey, y'all think Paramount is gonna restore it? Cool, that's fine. There's people who thought Comcast was gonna get in and get it, whatever. But my issue is, you look at Netflix. You mention Netflix, everybody's like, no, Netflix can't get it. Netflix, they're lying to you. That screen.
What we saw with our own eyes, that meant nothing, right?
The screen grab of the Snyder Cut in the ad, but they're lying. But
bro, I'll never let that go, bro. Like, I am going to remind the fandom of this every time, because I'm sorry, bro. They showed it to you. They put the Holy Grail right in front of your face, and they're like, take it, and y'all didn't want to take it. You didn't want.
That's what I'm saying. And then you look
Cozy,
at
ego is a son of a bitch. Ego is a son of a bitch. And let me just dive a little deeper into this, okay?
And I say some of these fans act like WB. They act like what the reason
what
why
it comes down to. What it comes down to, in my opinion, and what I've noticed, is we have a lot of clout chasers out there. We have a lot of clout chasers. And it's not about getting this done. It's not about getting this restored or sold.
It's about me.
Yes.
Me.
It's about
me.
Yeah. Phil got it.
And what happened? And what did we do, Rox, when we realized, oh shit, we're going the wrong path?
We course corrected. We apologized to the fandom. We owned it. We fucking owned it. Okay.
Because we're human also. We make mistakes. We're not.
Wait a minute. Wait. Let me answer this before anybody. Let me get this. I didn't get to see it in theaters, but they did show in theaters for fans at the Epic Worlds of Zack Snyder. And from other people that I've talked to, they got to see it in theaters in their state.
Well, it's also pretty simple. When Rebel Moon came out, Rebel Moon 1 and 2 in the director's cuts, at that point in time, Netflix was not looking to purchase WB. They weren't incentivized to actually put the film in theater. But now, when they're looking at owning a theatrical company, it kind of incentivizes you to put your movies in theater.
Exactly. And that is what I was trying to tell people. And CS, shout out for your question, man. But that's what I was trying to say. Netflix is a tech media company. It is not a studio. That's why they wanted WBCS. That's what I was saying. They weren't going to merge WB into Netflix. WB was going to operate wholly by themselves just as they were. So any movies that were produced by WB that came out after the fact that that Netflix owns them would still come out on physical media. That is how they even explained how they were going to shield themselves from that in case anything else went wrong. They wanted Netflix to be safe from it. They were only going to be the stewards, the landlords of WB. That's all. They weren't going to stop WB from getting physical media. They were going to operate the same exact way they've been operating. That's what we're saying. People got this idea that they were going to just dismantle WB and it's going to get merged into Netflix. No, it was not going to happen that way, bro. The same shit. CS. Let me tell you something. David Ellison said this today, or a couple of days ago. He said that he's not going to merge WB and Paramount. When at first he said that's exactly what he was going to do. He said when he bought WB that they were going to merge WB into Paramount and people were going to lose thousands of people are going to lose their jobs. Now he's saying that he's not going to, and he's going to let WB operate on its own, which is a good thing. Because if Paramount operates, if WB operates on its own, then they can continue to make movies for WB, all that other kind of stuff, and that's just the way it would be. But I don't think that's what's going to happen, CS.
Charles, and when it comes to the RIP, because Charles mentioned, because CS the director mentioned the RIP, when they negotiated the RIP, it was negotiated as a streaming movie.
It's going on. Okay, let me make this clear. One at a time. Let me make this clear. It was always going to be that way. Anything that Netflix produces in-house is going to be streaming only, period. It's the way it works. If Rebel Moon came out on WB, it would be a different story. It would be on physical. Okay? It didn't. It was a Netflix original, and they're into streaming. That's why. But them owning WB would say, hey, now that we have WB, we're insulated. We can go ahead and keep on popping out stuff from here. We can keep on doing our thing, and everybody's happy. That's what they were going to do.
I'd even add on to Rock's point. They put Frankenstein in theaters, and that was Guillermo del Toro negotiated for that.
You beat me to it.
You had to ask Matt Damon and Ben Affleck why they didn't put it in theaters.
Exactly.
Thank you. That's all we're saying. That we're saying that.
I'll give you another example. The Knives Out Wake Up Dead Men.
There you go.
Yep. Went to theaters first. So if a movie's going to theaters first, it's because Netflix already knows the audience is going to be sitting down in the dark, in the theater, in a big screen, focusing exclusively on that screen, not this.
Yep.
That's why the RIP was made the way it was, because I see a lot of YouTubers out there, oh, but this is quality. How many more times we got to tell you this? Because we've said this before. But short-term memory, I guess. Actually,
Sin having brought up another interesting point, and we spoke about this earlier, so let's let the cat out of the bag. I don't think Warner Brothers is confident that this is going to go through. Why don't I think that? We saw this. Because of this right here. Now, if I remember correctly, they announced this yesterday about this partnership for WB Music Group with Netflix. Yesterday was also supposed to be the same day that the vote was supposed to take place.
Chronicles of Narnia.
Yeah. Okay, Curly. So this is I didn't know this. This is legit. It's going to theaters first.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
First IMAX Netflix film.
But yeah, so they released this information about Netflix and partnering with WB Music Group on the same day that should have been the vote for the for the Netflix WB deal. That was the same day. So that to me is a sign that, hey, we're gonna keep working with Netflix here. We're gonna keep a positive relationship with this company because, yeah, I mean, you guys saw the leak, the thing where they talked about Zaslav's leaked audio, where he's not confident that this is gonna go through. Mm-hmm. So,
and like I said, go ahead.
How do you feel about a white guy making $800 billion just because? How do you feel about that? I know how I feel. I know the other guys feel. How do you feel about some just a-hole making $800 billion while everybody else loses their jobs, fails in paying their mortgage, food on the table for the kids?
Ain't gonna ruin.
Do you really need $800 billion? Do you really need that
800 million.
Oh, sorry, 800 million. My bad. Do you really need all that money?
He does. It is written into their DNA, guys. They're never going to change. You need to understand that these are captains of industry. So that mentality, that rubric, it's not going to change. It's going to be this way forever. So.
Cozy, you know what, buddy? We're going to keep you around. I like having you on the panel with us. And why don't we bring on our last guest and we can get those.
All right. One more guest here. Okay. So this is Rorschach. He does not have a camera. However, I'm going to take a leap of faith here. And because we usually our rules are pretty straightforward. Cam up and mic up, but I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna take a leap of faith here.
Hello.
Rorschach.
Hear me well?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
we do.
Very good.
Oh shit! I think I know who Rorschach is.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I know who he is. You got a Twitter page, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know who he is. I don't know him. I've never seen his face, but I've responded to stuff he's put on there before. I know who he is. Yeah.
I follow you guys. I follow. I'm pretty much sure that I follow every one of you.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
So I appreciate you guys letting me in. Regardless, I'm not having a camera here.
That's fine.
I rebuilt all my setup recently. Whatever. I just wanna ask you guys. First of all, I was on the Netflix side since the beginning. I agree with everything Rock Talks said about the ads, the merchandising they were doing, about the selling, the buying of WBD, and whatever. I was on Netflix side, but a friend of mine told me a very good point that Paramount is bringing all these old franchises and old how am I say that? They're bringing old.
They're trying to revitalize some of the older franchises.
Back. Yeah, they're bringing old crew from the Scream movies. They bringing old crew from Transformers that Michael Bay is coming back, and The Mummy with Brendan Fraser is coming back also. So I'm gonna ask you guys what you think. Paramount needs money. Paramount is with bills, billionaire bills, whatever. But didn't you guys think that since they need money to get out of the debts and bills and stuff, didn't you guys think that they will look back for when DC last made real money, made big money, $1,800 million movies, $1 billion movies, which was Aquaman, which was.
So you're asking if you think that Paramount is actually gonna, yeah.
I want to know your guys' opinions about that, because Paramount did a post recently using 2025 Superman stuff, but regardless, DCU is going to die regardless Snyderverse coming back or not. Everyone agree with that. James Gunn are no longer staying because whatever motive he has to not stay, or Paramount is not giving him another contract, or he leaves itself, whatever. DCU is dead. Is written on the wall already. But
I'll go ahead and answer that. Yeah, I'll go ahead and answer that.
What do you guys think that Paramount can look back for what did work in the past to get the money they need to make, and to fill the 4 or 5 movies a year, 30 movies a year, whatever they want to do? What do you guys think?
Okay, I'll start. Okay, so the answer to that question is no. I don't think that going back to the past is going to get them anything because of the amount of debt, not even with Zack Snyder being there. There you go.
So I'll use a different example of kind of what initially made me lose faith in what Paramount was doing. You remember a little while back, they had announced that they were going to do the Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin.
Yeah, I heard of that.
And then it also came out that they were planning on bringing back the original April O'Neil, which means that it would have been tied to the original TMNT live action universe, right? Would have brought closure to that universe, correct?
Yeah.
What did David Ellison decide to do? Why did he cancel the project? He canceled the project because he felt that he that Paramount needs to rejuvenate the TMNT franchise, bring it to a brand new audience. And then he said, I think they said something about further down the line, they can look at doing a different version of The Last Ronin. But that shows me that when it comes to these superhero IPs, it looks to me like they're repeating the same mistakes WB made. They want their own version of these characters. They want their own version of the Ninja Turtles to go forward, just like they're going to want their own version of DC to go forward.
It's that same argument as James Gunn's got his universe and then Elseworlds for everybody else.
There's also hang on real quick. There's also the argument that it's too early for a reboot because they just did James Gunn's Superman. Well, what if they don't reboot? What if James Gunn pisses off and then they take his Superman and build upon it? That is also a possibility, correct?
Man him up, maybe.
Right? That could happen. So I personally like my issue is that I feel like Netflix was the safest bet. They were basically flashing the IP in front of our faces. They're saying, hey guys, get behind this. Here it is. We want to give it to you. And for whatever reason, certain people decided not to push. Okay.
And Netflix just came out about that Powers show that they're gonna, and I'm telling, and I made a tweet about it. Netflix is looking for their next big superhero IP, regardless if it's their own or if they can acquire one. If you notice, over the years, ever since they lost the Marvel shows, they've been trying to find the next big superhero thing to get people caught up on, and it's.
What's funny about that, Cozy, is that you guys saw all the stuff that was going on with Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Hulu, correct?
Right.
Again, the first thing I thought when that news broke is, man, this would be a perfect project for Netflix because Netflix needs these superhero IPs. They don't have them anymore. Stranger Things is done now. That was the largest IP. It's over with. Right?
Actually, I want to share something.
We'll bring that up. Yeah, I know what you want to share. We'll bring that up. But I just want to finish up. Like, Netflix needs more. They need content now. They need content. Okay, in my opinion, when it came to Zack Snyder's Justice League and actually seeing a continuation of that universe, it was right. They wanted to give it to us. They wanted to give it to us, and I've said this in our last video. Everything is up to chance now. Everything is up to chance now. I don't know if Paramount's going to do it, if they're not going to do it, but there's a chance.
And here is where I'm going to pretty much shut everybody's narrative that Netflix does not do physical media. Then what the fuck is this?
Yeah. There was no doubt to me that Netflix was going to do something about the Snyderverse. Bro, Ted Sarandos went under oath and say Superman underperformed. We don't go that way. We're not gonna go that way to movies that underperform. Period. I get it, but my point about Paramount that I wanted to ask you guys is why the pattern. You made a good point though, Rock. But the patterns don't seem the same since the Scream franchise that is a franchise that I love, and they brought back people from the beginning of the franchise.
If we want to break that down, technically they brought her back because they fired the girls from the previous movie.
No, right? Yeah, but I'm talking about Kevin Williamson.
Okay. Yeah. No, you're correct.
And again, the Michael Bay's Transformers coming back isn't the same thing that will be bringing the old DCU back, since they made more money. Like Transformers made a bunch of billions of dollars back in the day. I don't know.
Listen, I'm never going to say it's not possible. I'm never going to say it can't happen. Obviously, there's always a possibility. Deals can happen, something can happen. But again, I look at the pattern of how Zach was posting.
Okay, let's get ready to wrap this up, bro.
When Netflix was the front runner, Zach was posting consistently almost every single day. Now we flash forward to after the anniversary of his films. I don't see the consistent posting that he was making before. I don't see he's not dropping DC every day like he was before. Okay, so when Zack starts doing that again and starts hyping up the universe and gives me a reason to believe that this might happen, yeah, man. Listen, I'm down for it. I'm all for it. I want the Snyderverse to return. I want to see that happen, regardless of who gets it. I'm just, like I said, I'm blown away still that we had it in our hands, and it seems like it is what it is.
Again, it seems that way. Nothing again. That
seems that way.
They won the bidding war. Doesn't mean they have it. So let's just see how
they won
this
the
all
battle.
plays out.
They won the battle, not the war yet. Let's put it that way.
Let's just put it
All
like
right.
that. All right,
Rorschach,
Rorschach, thank you so
Cozy.
much for coming on the show, brother. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys, and for everyone in the super chat, bros, donate.
Donate to the
Yeah, dude.
Come on, man. It's a fundraiser.
First
Donate.
of all, we are here.
No one's donated nothing. Why have you guys not donated nothing? Come on, guys. You know,
we
actually
just make a difference. We saved lives with this movement. That's what it matters in the first time. Thank you, guys. See you on Twitter. You guys can see me on Twitter too. Patriarcado, right? It's like right in here, and you guys can follow me in that social media. I will keep follow you guys, watching all of you. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. Have a good one, brother. All right.
I just saw
All
we
right,
did
thanks.
get a $5 anonymous donation, and I'm also going to throw $20 also to AFSP.
All right.
From me. There we
All
go.
right, I'm gonna
Done
do
and
that
done.
also. All right, but all right. I'll see you next time, Rorschach. Thank you.
Thank you so.
All right, and Cozy, we couldn't say. Well, Cozy, you're
Where'd
still
Cozy
there,
go?
man.
He bounced.
They got him too. They got him too. They got him as well. All right. So we got here. Okay. I don't think I can donate from here. All right, I'll figure it out later. All right. Final thoughts. Let's wrap this up because it's getting late.
Yeah, man.
And tomorrow I am. Well, I'll end it. So I'll explain what I'm doing. But Rox, let's start with you, Charles, and then I close.
All right, final thoughts. No, listen, it was really nice to get back into the game. It's been so long since we've done a live show. It was nice to have this conversation with the community. It was nice to bring you guys all up here to get your thoughts, to give you guys our raw, honest, unfiltered opinions, because that's what this is about. We're not here to gatekeep anything. We're not here to hide information. We are here to be as honest and transparent with you guys as possible. And I think that we did that tonight. I think that we were, awesome. Bat Channel, thank you so much, buddy. Thank you. But I think we did that tonight. I think this was a much needed conversation. I'm glad we were able to have it. And dude, we got to start doing more shows. We got to start doing more shows.
I just realized something. I can't donate, dude. Not because I don't want to. It's because since I'm in Chile, it's not letting me, dude.
Okay, no worries. All good, buddy. I'll throw in another $20 for you.
All right, I'll Venmo you later. All right, go ahead. Finish your thoughts. Finish on. Let me highlight you here. All right, go ahead.
Sin Havoc. Don't be surprised if things get weird / crazy. Yeah, no, guys, listen. It was this conversation was needed. And like I said, we are not gatekeepers. We are not trying to hide any information. We're not trying to put one group of people in front of another group of people. We want what's best. We want the Snyderverse restored. We want to see Zack's vision completed. Okay. Just personally from me, I believed that the best way of that happening was at Netflix. That's why I campaigned for Netflix. That's why the Lethal Geeks campaigned for Netflix. That's why we got behind the Netflix hashtags and we pushed the way we did. But the other thing too I've noticed is that there's this narrative going around where people seem to be upset at us now because we're not taking the lead in facilitating this transaction with Paramount.
Can I answer that?
Yes,
that?
please.
Hold on.
Yes, please.
I'll answer that question. I'll answer.
You can go fuck yourself if that's what you think.
Look, guys, we didn't campaign for Paramount. It's not on us to facilitate this. We had a lot of people push back against what we were doing and what we tried to do. As far as I'm concerned, it's on these other platforms who wanted Paramount to now facilitate this transaction. You guys wanted the spotlight. You guys want to take the lead. The floor is yours. Good luck.
And my final thought is I'm going to piggyback off what my homie just said. Exactamundo. In my opinion, I thought that Netflix was in the best position. They did the advertising for it. They all but showed us exactly what they were looking forward to if they purchased WB. You had Ted Sarandos on the lot already. I mean, all of this stuff was coming into play. Look, there are politics involved in this. I don't care how ignorant and see no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil. I don't care what your belief is. You can bury your head in the sand. This was all about politics. That's why we're in the situation that we're in right now. A certain somebody wants a certain piece of property right along with that. Y'all already know what I'm talking about. I don't have to mention it. You know what this shit is about. But you can't see but 5 minutes in front of your own faces, and I have a problem with that. Because y'all just looking at, oh yeah, if they sell it to Paramount, we're going to get this, we're going to get that. You're not looking at the long-term ramifications of what's going to happen if Paramount does get it, with all the debt that they have, with the amount of money they borrow from who they borrowed it from. People need to grow up. People need to put the big boy britches on now and start acting like adults. Now, I'm not saying that Paramount is going to be a bad idea. And it's just my belief that Netflix was the better option. That's all. We're not gatekeeping for Netflix. Okay? We're not doing anything special. Netflix is not paying us. We're talking about what our opinions are. And we should have the right to have those opinions without getting blasted by people all over the internet just because y'all want to fight like little 5 and 6 year olds. I don't. I'm too old for that. Now, if y'all want to keep campaigning and doing that dumb shit, you can go ahead and do it. But there shouldn't be any reason why we all shouldn't be together simply because we all want the same thing. Speaking of egos getting in the way, James Gunn isn't the only one with a terrible ego. Some of the mutuals and everybody else, they got egos too. So we're all on the same side. Whether or not Netflix gets it, whether or not Paramount gets it, we're all on the same side. I just don't have confidence that Paramount will do with the shit that they say they're going to do with the amount of debt that they have. Okay? Does Netflix have debt? Yes, they have what they call manageable debt. They have just enough debt to get their bankers paid. Millions of dollars just to have debt. That's how much money that they have. We can afford to borrow money. That's why we have manageable debt. Paramount can't. And they're going to be over $100 billion in debt. And y'all think that everything is just going to flow the way it's going to flow? We said that with Discovery. We said that with AT&T. We said that with Time Warner. And look what happened. And now we're here. So, like I said, Paramount, in my opinion, is not the best option. Netflix will always be the best option because they advertised for it. They all but showed us what was about to go down. So, that's my final thought.
All right. Before I say my thing, I want to show something here real quick that Charles to back up your point, because again, people you have to show them sometimes. You just have to show them so they can get it. So hold on, I'm just looking at this real quick. Give me 1 second, because I know Trish is yelling at you.
And before you do that, I want to highlight just right quick. Nesta just said, I think Netflix is what's right for Hollywood right now because of what's happening here. Thank you, Nesta. Thank you. It is not Netflix's fault that Hollywood is falling apart. Don't blame Netflix. Suddenly Netflix is the big bad boogeyman because they're coming in and they got a strategy that might work and y'all don't like that. That's what this shit is about. Hollywood had chance after chance after chance to change their fucking minds and do what the fuck they were supposed to do. Now all of a sudden everybody's like, oh no, Paramount needs to save us. Paramount is part of Hollywood. Paramount is part of the problem. And that's what y'all don't get. Had they not chased Netflix with the streaming shit and left Netflix alone and just stuck to what they knew, perhaps they wouldn't be in the situation that they are right now. There would be no Paramount streaming. There would be no HBO Max. There would be no Peacock. There would be none of those because everybody tried to follow what Netflix was doing. And now because they followed them, y'all mad at Netflix? What? That doesn't make sense.
Look at this video, Charles. And mind you, this is from Netflix. A little lesson for every single one of you kids. Why Paramount is not the way.
Let me explain. Credit is debt. Rich people borrow money to buy things that make them more money. Poor people use credit to buy things that lose money over time or even cost them money. If the thing you're buying doesn't put more money in your pocket, never buy it on credit. Here's something that poor people don't realize, okay? Debt is modern-day slavery. Someone else is entitled to the fruits of your labor until that debt is repaid. The moment you get in debt, you're enslaving yourself until you buy back your freedom with interest. That's why they send you the credit card for free in the mail. That's why they allow you to pay it in installments. The sooner they get you and the longer the payout period, the more money you'll make them. That's why they made student debt a thing. If you don't have enough money to buy it in cash, you cannot afford it. You need to act your wage. Okay, as harsh as it might sound, just because you can afford the monthly payment doesn't mean you can afford the item.
Thank you. Netflix had the money to buy it outright. Paramount had to borrow a shitload of money. Daddy had to front load a whole bunch of money. The Saudis got to get in and give them money. They got to get money from this investment group, from that investment group, outside of the United States. That lets me know that y'all don't know enough about y'all history and that you are so blinded by your entertainment and movies and all this other kind of bullshit that you are not looking at what the world really is. Well, surprise, motherfuckers. It's coming. The real is coming.
Real quick,
so
I want to give a shout out.
If you think that Paramount is a good idea, go ahead, Rox.
I just want to give a shout out to the Bat channel, man. He hit 5,000 subs on his channel.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations, bro.
By the way, so the Bat channel is doing a watch along of BBS next week. Trey did reach out to me to invite us. Unfortunately, me personally, I cannot go because I'm going to explain why I can't, but that's one of my final
Trey, I'll shoot you a private message, buddy, and if I can make it, I'll try to. I'll let you know. My schedule is crazy during the week, but I'll shoot you a message, brother.
All right, cool. All right, so I want to say something here, and then we'll wrap up. We told you. I don't want to be the one to say we told you so, but we told you so. And I don't give a shit about your politics. I don't give a shit if you're left, right, center. I don't give a fuck. We told you this is about control. This is bigger than movies. But okay, you guys want to see how this plays out? Fine. We're still going to be here. We're still going to be Zack Snyder fans. We're still going to be DC fans because DC, we love this. We love these heroes. These heroes are very important in our lives. And since we're not getting anything now with ZSJL 2 and 3 until God knows when, if it ever happens. But this is where I want to leave you guys with a message. 5 years, we made the impossible. 5 years, we saved lives. 5 years, we've been keeping the hope up. I want to turn that around now. I want you guys to become the heroes that you love and inspire and that inspire you. And I'm going to tell you, this is part of my personal journey. The ones that follow me on social media, on my personal life, you all know I'm going through a transformation, like trying to build up, get muscle. But at first it was just physical. And since I've been going, it has evolved to both mental and spiritual. Why do I say this? Because I don't know if I know the guys in Rox and Charles, I know they're pointing to here. I don't know about you guys, but either way, I became a man of faith now. I'm not saying that I'm super religious. I'm just saying I found a higher being to inspire myself. Okay. And ever since I had that click, that epiphany, and if you guys don't know what the word epiphany means, ChatGPT it, okay? All these comics, all these stories, all these movies of DC that I have been watching throughout the year, through my 42 years, finally now, in these last few months, it clicked. It finally clicked for me. I am going to be doing what our heroes would be doing. Saving lives, helping people. Because the world where we're heading now, we've tried to warn you, it's burning. It's fucking burning because of religion, politics, wars, egos, whatever. If you guys want to keep honoring Zack Snyder's work, what he stands for what he believes, then take it out to the street, guys. Go and be a hero. Be a Superman. Be a Wonder Woman. Be a Batman. Be whatever you need to be. Be their angel. Be their monument. You know the speech. I, for instance, like right now, we're trying to help people with AFSP. That's one thing, sure. Why stop there? I was just at a fundraiser last night because one of my high school friends, he had a heart attack last year. And he's been learning to walk ever since then. And me and all my high school friends, we've been helping out to raise funds for him to continue his treatment. And out of the goodness of my heart, because you guys know that I'm a very good person and I give whenever I can. I've given a lot of you guys in the fandom, like when I went to New York, I did that for you guys out of my own pocket. And I just helped Francisco and I donated to his fundraising. And I didn't do that just to like get clout or get love or appreciation from everybody of my friends. That was not my intent. But the amount of positive energy that I got from people like thanking me and like, Phil, this is awesome. This is amazing, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to tell you the amount because that's neither here nor there. Bottom line is I took action. I took action on social media. I went out and told people, hey, my friend needs help. My friend needs help, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Take action. If you see somebody in the street who needs a glass of water, a bottle of water, who's a homeless or whatever, if you can help that person, help them. Be a Superman. That's the lesson that these movies have. It's funny. If you were a DC person and you like these stories, what these heroes represent, then honor them in real life. Not just here on social media. Oh, we're going to do this. No. Be a Superman. Be a Batman. Be a Wonder Woman. Be the Justice League. So do good out there, guys. Honor Zack's work, not just by watching and talking about his films, but doing the right thing. That's the message. That's the lesson that I wanted to give to you guys. Give back however you can. An act of random kindness, no matter how big or small, everything comes back to you because the world needs heroes now. The world needs the Justice League. And we are Zack Snyder's Justice League.
All right. Shout out to Phil. Thank you for that, brother. All right, guys.
And one last thing I want to share with you guys. So I'm actually traveling to Colombia tomorrow because, like I said, I'm practicing when I'm preaching. I'm gonna go to Colombia and go feed homeless kids. That's where my mentality is now. I'm gonna go help kids, and I'm gonna use my fucking Superman shirt, not the James Gunn one, because the S means hope. Do good, guys. Do good. Be a hero. That's what I want to share with you guys.
All right. This has been episode 31 of Lethal Geeks Podcast, our first live episode since October 2025. I want to thank you guys for coming out. Thank you for all that you do. We are up to, I believe, 15 to 16,000 subscribers right now. We are definitely on our way to 100K. Again, thank you so much for stopping in. Phil, Rocks, you guys, take care. You have a good night.
Till next time.
Till next time.
See you guys. Have a good one.
Later.